All right, good morning, everybody. If you can hear me and if I sound okay, hit that number one. Listen closely. I do have that fan blowing on me, so hopefully nobody can hear the fan. But let me know the sound quality. Hit that number one if you can hear me and if it sounds good. Netnob, Kevin, Greg, Scorpion. I always like to get 5 ones. Who's going to be the 5th one here? Come on now. Oh boy. We are on the struggle bus for once today. Krager. All right. Okay. Z3. Hey, Z3. Good to see you. Jamie. All right. Perfect. Well, very quickly, for those of you that watch this in the archive, first off, thank you very much. But also, just to be very upfront with you, if you want to have something to continue to watch in the archive, then this is completely viewer supported, and you can help support, ensure the stream keeps on moving by using code CLAY, all caps, so that is case sensitive, got to be all caps. With any of these prop firms I recommend, I love Take Profit Trader, but I understand everybody's at different stages of their journey. Maybe you're looking to copy trade across multiple prop firms, but if you are using any of these prop firms, and like I said, you enjoy the live stream, want to help support it, and you're saving yourself some money, so by using code CLAY, you're saving yourself money anyways, so it's a good win-win, then I would appreciate it. So everybody that has used it, thank you very much. Ooh, okay. Maybe a trade sooner than later out of the opening gates. We are right here still putzing around at this overnight low. But good morning, everybody. It is, oh, wow, yeah. It is Wednesday, July 1st. Half of the year is officially gone. The year is 2026. So welcome, everybody, to July. Things seemingly are slowing down more, with July 4th coming. It's the summer. Drama with Iran is at least done for now. So yeah, we'll see what happens here on the live stream today. But it has been I don't want to say a struggle this morning, but I have not felt that great about the markets. Thankfully, gold kind of came out of nowhere and gave me a trade. So this right here is from gold. So that was nice, but I'm just not totally feeling great right now about the market and my ability to judge things. So we'll see what happens. Hey, Praveen, Antonio, Serpent God. Hopefully your day's going well. But yeah, overall, things are going okay. But how are all your days going so far? Red, green, terrible, great, best day ever, worst day ever. Qualified for a payout. Green 550, very good. I was thinking of a long here until this upper shadow showed up. Now I'm a little nervous about it. So I'm going to have to sit in my hands here. Net knob is green. Very good. All right. Last flip on 2 sets and put 550. Oh, nice. Always a good day when you're putting 550 on a pro account. All right, yep. Definitely glad I did not go long there. The clue for me was in that upper shadow. So, all right, well, back to the drawing board in terms of where the next trade might be. And then I guess nobody else has traded today, or only 3 people. Okay, maybe we just wrap up. Maybe this is the early indicator to just call it good on the live stream. A whopping 3 of you decided to participate and interact. Maybe that is my clue. Clay, just hit the stop loss has been hit. Like I said, one of the main reasons why I do this every day is because there is the dynamic of it being fun. Now, that's not the only reason, but that is a reason. And one of the reasons why it's fun is because the chat interacts with me, and I get to talk to people from around the country and around the world. But when the chat is dead quiet, it's like, okay, I'm not quite sure this is going to... Hey, Johnny, good morning. Ooh, below 50K, sorry to hear that. Earl made... Hey, nice, Earl. So maybe a long, not maybe, I will take a swing at a long down here. We have not only the lows of the day, which is that white line, but we also have a pivot point. So that looks pretty interesting. You got a stop loss on chat? I do, yeah. I mean, if the chat's not going to really be interactive or talk, then there's no way I'm going to sit here for 4 hours and talk to myself. I can tell you that right now. That sounds absolutely miserable. So yes, there is definitely I don't know exactly where the stop loss lies, but when I'm like, hey everybody, how was your day going? And I get 3 replies, we're close. We're close to the stop. All right. Like I said, looking for maybe a potential short here. Reporting my findings. I don't think you can change your color. Okay. C1, I appreciate that. Um, so there we go. Is there any reason why you want to change them? Nano, excellent. Hey, good morning, reward. I'm not sure what is excellent, but something is excellent. All right. Okay, and now you're blinking. Where did that come from? All right, I'm gonna control 5, refresh it real quick. That should take care of the blinking blue line. There we go. Come on. Okay, just start off there with a little bit of a scalpy scalp. Get a little green one. I'm colorblind, and it's hard. Oh, well, that makes sense. I'm colorblind, and it's hard to see red and green. What color do you have your candles? Out of curiosity. I'll take 3 good friends over a crowd. Fair point, Johnny. That's fair. My trader bait was all white earlier, and I was in a trade, so I was clicking all over to find exit. What do you mean all white? What was all white? That's either way. Whenever glitches happen, obviously not a fun thing. I think I might try another short down here if it drops to that area. Yeah, I will. Okay, we'll look to get short if the price wants to come back down to that red line. What am I hearing? Just a minute. Trip, are you doing something? Were you playing? I don't hear it. Yeah, maybe you're making. Okay. Don't know what that was. Some sort of sound, but it's done now. Okay, we're still just bouncing straight up, huh? Okay. Everything the same color. It's just hard to see the fills order. Yeah, yeah. All right, maybe a short up here now. And I'm thinking this is, looks seeming like a downtrend. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Will it go down again? Let's see. Why the drop today? I don't know. Maybe just a pullback day? Because you went long. So you're in one of those phases of your journey. We've all been there, where it just seems like the market is out to get you. What do you what? Okay, I'm trying to short right here. The red line turns blue. I'm in. Wow, what a recovery! Straight down and then. Okay, I'm in. Short. Little scalp there. Oh no, that makes sense. Because I was up like 33, right? I think I was up 33 or like 133 on that. Hey, good morning, Matt. Matt announced they were building their own computer and are taking down the Neo clouds. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. There's just more sellers than buyers today. That's all. Why there are more sellers than buyers today? Why there's more supply than demand? I don't know. I think everything you guys are saying sound like logical guesses, but doesn't sound like it's one of those obvious days. Like 9/11, I would consider 9/11 an obvious day on why the market cratered. Was anybody around for 9/11, like actively in the markets? I was in high school, so I'm not even sure I knew what the stock market was at that point. But do we have anybody here that was actually around during 9/11? Like, because didn't the markets, well, didn't they close the markets for like a week? Like there was no trading at all? Okay, let me ask you this. So if I'm remembering right, they closed down the stock market during 9/11. But was it anybody know? Was the futures? I suppose I could Google it. Was the futures market still open though? I would assume so because stuff still got to get priced. Hey, Bobos, you weren't born yet. Okay, well, fair enough. Fair enough. Which is kind of crazy now to think that some people are here that weren't even like 9/11 for them is just like completely a history book type thing. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, and okay, yeah, I thought I remembered the so the New York Stock Exchange closed for a week. But like what does anybody know, was the futures market still open though? I would assume it stayed open because again, you like the futures market is in all actuality not about like prop firms and stuff like that. It is actually a very practical, I mean, some I would probably even argue even more practical than like stock markets because like that's how literally commodities are priced. Hey, good morning, JJ. So I would assume that even though the stock market closed for a week, futures market was still open. But again, that's me just guessing. What time interval do you use? This is the 2 minute that I'm on, but I also use other time intervals off screen. So I use a variety of them. But the main one that I'm watching is the 2 minute. Hey, Lauren. Hey, BMR. Now, this is a little tricky because we do have like a little miniature bull flag here. However, it is occurring in like a miniature downtrend here. So I'm not quite sure I trust this bull flag from the bull standpoint. Now, if this was occurring in a nice, beautiful uptrend, then that's way different. Clay, you make yeah, of course, Dean. Have you ever seen the open, Dean? There's kind of some big swings, brother. Which has always been my bread and butter over the years. If anybody has followed my live trades, you're familiar with some of my sayings. The be done in 30 approach. Where normally I'm looking to be done in the opening 30 minutes by 10 a.m. Eastern. Done. Um, yes, a lot of that has changed now after I accidentally started this live stream, which is a true statement, by the way. If you go back and watch the very first live stream, which I left up just because it's funny, literally started this on accident, so I kind of turned myself into an afternoon trader. Yeah, I usually hate that. I prefer action after. Yeah, and some people absolutely hate. Dean does not like the morning action, and that's fair enough. I if somebody tell me, Clay, I really don't like the morning action, I'd say I can understand why you would say that. But for me, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of always been my thing. Exactly, the accidental streamer. If you watch my first ever stream that, like I said, I left on, I think I even made comments like, yeah, I'll probably never be back again. Like, I think I made a lot of comments that over history has proved to be completely wrong. Hey, the other Dean. The Dean DuPont. So there we go. There is the bull flag failing to the downside. Not shocking to see. My stats prove I suck in the opening 30 minutes. Hey, there you go. Yeah, some people want to avoid the first. I've seen everything. Well, I avoid the first 5 minutes. I've seen people say I avoid the first 15. I avoid the first 30. I run that first 30 minutes and don't touch anything after. Yeah, so right here, it sounds like me and Eva a little bit closer. Hey, good morning, Jocko. Again, I'm not saying that anybody is wrong. I'm just saying if you were to say, okay, Clay, can you give me an example of how like there is no one size fits all strategy, like one dynamic that illustrates everybody does ultimately have kind of a different a feel for the market, a different approach, and I would say, yeah, ask people whether or not they trade at the opening bell. You're gonna see some people say they absolutely love it. Other people, it is the bane of their existence. Does that make either of those people wrong? Nope. But does it illustrate how things can be different? It does. Okay, if this thing pops up and backs, all right, yep. I'd like to see it go green a little bit more of a breath. This is not a big enough breath for me yet. Want it to get green more. Nope, still not. It might be, I don't know. Am I nitpicking here? Maybe. I might have nitpicked. We'll see. ES and MQ are so different today. Are they? Gold has been on this chart over here. I haven't even been watching. Oh, ducks. Yeah. You're right. Indeed. I will try a long right there. Does anybody know? So the futures market. Okay, cool. Let's see. The futures market was not open on. Including futures, really? Dang. So the futures market was closed for basically a week also? Huh. Oh, so close, yet oh so far away to try to play that double bottom there. Thank you for doing a little quick research there. Now that's interesting. That was not my guess. Which does remind me in terms of closures, stock market, bond market, option market closed on Friday, which is the 3rd. But given that July 4th is on Saturday this year, it is observed on the 3rd. Futures market will be open with an early close. So on Friday, I will be here to stream the open. So I'll stream until 1 p.m., which is 1 p.m. Eastern, which is when the market closes. So for anybody that's not doing anything that morning, I'll be here. Bounces right off the trend line. Did it bounce off the trend line? Ooh. It does look like it's a juicy trend line. Let's see. Well, I guess it depends on where you draw the trend line. If you connect these ones, no bounce. What about if I use that as a trend line? Oh, there it is. All right. So yes, if you chose this point and that point as your trend line, a beautiful bounce indeed. Kind of, Dean. I wouldn't get too excited because the markets are usually very slow on those mornings. So we'll see what happens, though. I mean, there are, if you go back to the stream, I try to make the thumbnails the opening bell, Dean. So there are other streams already. In fact, the week of Christmas, the week after Christmas, from Christmas to New Year's, I streamed the open that entire week. Of course, JJ. Of course. All right, maybe a short here now. If, I should probably be careful. 5 minute, we have a couple of candles with these long lower shadows. I'm going to try a short right there. Looking for we do have the downwards trend here. It's bounced. Do we get the rollover? Maybe try to retest that trend line, which comes from Marcus. We'll call this the Marcus line. Okay, there's gonna be people that show up, and I'm starting to talk to this Marcus line, and they're gonna be like, "Well, geez, I've heard of trend lines before. I've never heard of Marcus lines." They're gonna be asking Chat GPT, "What is a Marcus line?" All right, never mind on that one as it continues up. Maybe try a short up around this congestion area. You can see some open trades and clays. Oh, that's true too. Yeah, yeah. I do have a live. Dean, I have a whole playlist of live trades that I've done for, man, I don't know what, 13 years now, which is all at market at open action. So yeah, you can see everything from when I traded stocks to options to now futures at the open. So yes. But don't go watch those right now, Dean. You just take a seat here and hang out. All right, maybe a short around this area. Again, seemingly getting kind of tied up in this congestion. We have the overnight low, we have the 21 EMA, we have the 50 SMA. Is that a tornado siren? Well, maybe it's a test day. I'm hearing all sorts of things today. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, we're at the 21 EMA on the 5 minute. So I might just try a short here. Okay, I'm short. Oh no, I definitely hear something. It must just be a test because well, at least last time I checked, it was clear blue skies out there. There's a little scalpy scalp. Now my son's I'm hearing all sorts of stuff. It's just a test. You think, yeah. I wonder how many people have looked up Doxin. What's Doxin? You mean Doxol? You think I'm saying Doxin? No, not Doxin. Oh yeah, that was definitely. Okay, well, here's what all this looks like right now on the 5 minute. This is a pretty big candle. I'm interested up here though. Check this out on the 5 minute. We have both the VWAP and the 50 SMA basically right there. So does that, oh, and right at the big old round number of 300. Does that mean 300 will be a resistance? No, there are no guarantees. But is that something that I'm going to take a swing at? Yep. For my minor research, it means command me in Mongolian from a video game. So that's why we call it the Doxo strategy, because I'm asking the chart to command me, which is what we want anyways, right? We don't want to be commanded by the headlines or some social media person or our own emotions. We want to be commanded by the chart. So that's what I'm saying to the chart. And I just happen to be saying it in Mongolian. So that's what a Doxol trade is. I'm riding it long to VWAP. All right. Well, that's fine. That's fine. In fact, I hope you get that because that means I'll also get short at that point. There it is. Kevin's got it. Exactly. A win-win. So all I ask is you go up there, you hit. And yeah, it's a really good win because that'll make you feel good, Matt, because you'll also have nailed the top. So you'll nail the top from the long side with your profit taking. And hopefully I can nail the top from the short side with my entry. Hey, Muhammad, good morning. That's yeah, JJ. That's the more you emphasize it, the more it's prone to work. ES is breaking out. It is. I'm sorry if I already asked, or maybe I asked and nobody replied. Does anybody know what's going on with gold today? What's up with the bigger movement in gold? Hey, Maddie Dented. Win-win or no deal. That's a good philosophy. Have you guys seen this one? Just had a buddy send it. Let's see. I don't know if you'll be able to read it all. My plans if day trading doesn't work out. So you got plan A, plan B, plan C, and then plan D is just straight up. Yeah. All right, still looking to get short at the red line there. But it's got to first, I don't know. I'm almost tempted to get along here with just my target up there. So I guess what I could do is this. I guess I could go 10 up here. And then 5 for my entry. That way I'm covering my 5, but then getting short 5. I don't know if I trust it enough, though. I'm not done. There's nothing really to talk about my day. No, we needed to talk moments other than gold. This was gold right here. So gold showed up, and that was a nice. Okay, it's not okay. Now, whew, glad I did not get long there. I will try a long here though if it wants to bounce back up. Okay, if that green line turns blue, I'm in. Huge candles. And what time frame you seen huge candles? I traded gold on the movement this morning as well. Yeah, gold had some big movements. No trades for me right now. Just open. Yeah. The 5 minute has had. Now again, we're all having to get back to our normal definitions of big candles. This one candle was like, I don't know what, 80 points or so, maybe 90. So after what a lot of us have been used to, 80, 90 point candle still feels kind of small. But yes, once we okay. Well, glad I did not got filled there. And this little wow, just completely rolling back over now. All right, we have the what is that? The Marcus line? I think so. I think Marcus, are you still even here? I was saying I was very close to pulling the trigger up there. But man. Are we maybe forming some sort of range now? Something like this? I don't know. We'll have to see. Stop blow. Yeah, I'm not in right now, James. If this comes down, hits this pink line, I will try another long right here. I apologize for the letters and numbers. I can't get that to go away though. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see. Looking to get long at the green line if it wants to bounce back up. And now it just continues to drop down. See if it wants to recover back up again. If that green line turns blue, I'm in. I am in with 1. I've got a partial. Okay, now I'm fully in. Come on now. Beautiful looking hammer here. Although it's bumping its head on that purple line. Let's see if it wants to try to curl back up. We were both in at 227. Did you get knocked out? Or has that always been your entry point, Matt? Or did you get knocked out and then you re-entered back in? Come on, Hammer. Oh, beautiful candle. Beautiful candle. I could not ask for a better candle right here. Let's see if it wants to deliver, though. Oh, you've always been in at 227. Okay. Gotcha. Man, and you were trying to get me to get long up there? The heck? I wasn't even. I thought we were like. Oh, my goodness. Come on, brother. Push. Push. Took one out there. Took one out there. Got 3 left. Took one out there. Let's just let these last 2 work for me. Let me get my risk off the table. There we go. I will put one more up here. And then, there we go. Risk is off the table. So let's see what happens. Hold it, Clay. I am holding it, Mark. Are you in, Mark? POC is being stubborn. I have no idea what that is, but all I know is it's a winning trade for me. All right. What is my entry at? My entry is at 27. So yeah, my risk right now is making about 7 points. Reward unknown, because I don't know how high up this will go. But yes, I like when my risk is making a certain amount of points. But at this point, my risk is make 7 points. Mark D, are you in or what, dude? All right, I'm going to pay myself a little bit more. So now my risk is 16 points. So if I'm wrong, my risk is making 16 points, reward unknown. Mark, are you in? Why won't you answer my question? All right, maybe I have to get stopped out here. We'll see. We'll see if she wants to push upwards. Looks like a good run. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I like when I'm in a spot where my risk is making 16 points. Come on, hit me. Come on, hit that next target. Come on, you're so close. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Come again. All right, now this one I just let work for me the rest of the way. So now my risk on this final one is 40 points. My risk is I make 40 points, reward unknown, because I don't know how high up this will go. But I do know that if I get stopped out now on this final one, I'm making 40 points on it. Come on, hit VWAP for Matt. Do it. Do it. If you are doing Country Road Concepts, that is West Virginia for you right there. That is West Virginia. I got chopped up all morning. Yeah, Maddie, I can see that. I mentioned earlier in the stream that for me, I'm having a green morning and all that, but it's never actually felt that smooth. So I can see how you maybe have gotten chopped up. Okay. Let's see if I can withstand this storm. Again, I only have one left, so I'm letting this thing ride until I get stopped out, but come on, get up there and hit VWAP for Maddie at least. Or not Maddie, for Matt. How long is your average hold time, Shadow? And I'm going to get stopped out here, right? There's no way I survive this. With managing risk so good in this trade, Do you still look at the setup of the VWAP short? Oh, that's a good question. I did forget about that. I don't know. All right, stopped out. Do I get short up there? Yeah, so I guess to answer your question, do you still look for the setup? No, I was not looking for it. I totally forgot about it. But now that you brought it back to my attention, yeah, maybe I think about the short up there. That was a nice little trade, though. Yeah, I'm just curious, Shadow. Once you start talking about the 15-minute time frame, and I don't say this to say that you're wrong, but I would assume you're starting to hold things. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just asking like 1 to 2 hours. Okay, so you're like a sway trader again. No problem. I'm not saying sway traders are wrong. I'm just saying we are definitely different traders. What's a sway trader? Just I can't remember who coined the term around here, but we're just combining a day trader and a swing trader together. Because futures are open 23 hours a day, it's quite possible to be in a trade. Okay, I can't talk right now. Push up, push up, push up, push up. A little bit more, a little bit more. A little bit more. That's good. That's good enough. Let's see if we can get the rejection off the VWAP here. Good job, Matt. You got your target, by the way. Been looking for a short. Let's see if it wants to reject off VWAP. I will have myself a very tight risk profile. It's dancing. It's probably boxing. It's more so boxing right now. That's probably not the best analogy. Boxing match between price, between the Bulls and the Bears. The Bears represented by that VWAP. Are they really going to push through? They did. Well, I'm glad I waited for confirmation. No confirmation, no trade, but hey, now we got that was impressive. Wow. Okay. Okay. See, this is now a tricky trade because if I get short here and I put my stop here, well, now my stop is right in front of the 200 period moving average. But if I put my stop up above the 200 period, which is where it belongs, now all of a sudden I have this big, I'm risking like, what would that be, 95 up to, yeah, I'm risking like 30 points. I don't want to risk 30 points. Miss Watkins sending a hello and blessings. Well, thank you, Miss Watkins. What your style of I do scalps and I do what I would just call, I guess I am in theory a sway trader. Like if a trade keeps working in my favor for 3 hours, then I guess in theory I could be in a trade for 3 hours. I've never had that happen, but I do both. I'll let a trade work for me, which does open up the door to potentially longer hold times. But I also do scalpy scalps, which are where I'm like, in and out of something within, I don't know, 10 seconds. So I do multiple strategies. Good job. Yeah, Matt. Good job. You got West Virginia. Yeah, Jimmy. Agreed. Somebody else pointed that out this morning. And yeah, ES and NQ definitely disjoined. Okay. I'm looking for a short up here. I got to give that a try at least. Okay. I am. Whoa. Okay. I am short. All right, I think I was out break even on that one. That was a little spooky. I do not like how it just shot up through there. So, in fact, I don't know. I might have lost a little bit of money. I'm not quite sure. Does anybody remember what that number was before I took the trade? Of course. Oh yeah, of course. I'm a very math centric person. So I am definitely using prop firms because the math is, let me put it this way, using your own funds, you're not going to generate anywhere close to the ROIs that a prop firm trader is using. So yes, I definitely use prop firms. We are in the golden age of day trading. With the invention of micro futures and prop firms, man, I know I sound like the crusty old guy, but I'm telling you, You kids that are just getting in the markets, you don't know how good you got it. You made a little. Did I? Okay. I guess in hindsight, I would have been perfectly fine. But yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I don't like how that reacted. That's crazy action right here, though. That candle at VWAP and then, whew, that's dirty. Wait, did I lose? Okay, I lost my pivots. Let's do the Jocko trick to get my pivots. There they are. What is a prop firm? It's a way where you have very little of your money at risk, and then there's a whole lot of upside potential. So the biggest superpower of a prop firm is their ability to reduce consequences. You can get the same learning lessons for way less money. Like if you do something stupid, and that's stupid, then let's just define stupid as you lose $2,000. The person using their own funds learned that lesson for $2,000 out of their account. The person using the prop firm, they learned the lesson for $100 because by losing $2,000, they technically failed they failed the prop firm, which means the prop firm took the account away. However, given they only paid $100 for that prop firm, same exact lesson, two very different sets of consequences. Oh yeah, I use Take Profit Trader. That's the link at the top of the screen there. So yeah, I personally think Take Profit Trader is the best in the biz, the king of the business. And with margin requirements, unless you already got some kind of bank. Yeah, exactly. Not to mention that's all true, Shadow, but on top of that, just understanding all the margin requirements, it does get kind of confusing. Kind of legendary. That would depend on the prop firm, though. Some prop firms, and that's why, it all kind of depends. But yeah, Take Profit Trader, the cost of a micro is 25 cents per contract, so 50 cents round trip. But yeah, if it's is that what firms charge $5.50 for a round trip for one MNQ? Again, with Take Profit Trader, the comment there that Legendary just posted, it's 50 cents. So what firm is charging $5.50? That's crazy. That's Thinkorswim? That's nuts. Again, like I want to believe you, but that is so crazy. Can we get a fact check on that? Is it actually $5.50 round trip on Thinkorswim? If you don't do I don't talk taxes, Shadow. The only thing I say about taxes are if you're making money as a trader, be sure to set some of that money aside because you're gonna have to pay taxes on it. Hey, dude, trading. Really, Schwab is $250 a side. Apex is. Are you serious? For one MNQ, it's $3 round trip on Apex for an MNQ, dude. Okay, Take Profit Trader is just got even that much better at this point. Holy, on NQ. Okay, MNQ is what we're talking about though. Yeah, MNQ or NQ, same price. Okay, well that's nuts. So $5 round trip on Schwab. Okay, wow. Okay, that makes what I'm doing here not really feasible. If I was having to pay those sorts of commissions. Yeah, that's wild. Okay, yeah. Take Profit Trader just immensely got better. Oh, good job, Rohan. Yeah. Yep. I don't even think it's, so I mean, just really quickly, you asked about my thoughts and all that. So I also have a code for Lucid. So I mean, I don't have anything against, I would consider them more for the experienced person. Whereas Take Profit Trader is more so for the beginner prop firm trader or experienced because I think they're the best in the business. But yeah, good. Well, I'm glad you're already doing prop firms then. That makes a lot of sense and good job on your day. Yeah, this is a 50K account here. But I do also use one. I like 150Ks too, John. But this account right here is 50K. That's where my, goes on my Apex account. Yeah, Shadow, you should try take profit trader at some point. Okay, so Lucid is $1 round trip. So again, still 100% more expensive than take profit trader. But yes, agreed. $1 does still sound way better than Schwab or Thinkorswim. Oh, you already have TPT. Fantastic, Shadow. Good. Just starting, been a month, learning slowly. Good job. I love the word slowly. That is a very good word. Now, not a very favorable word, but I like that you're learning slowly. I've seen other traders talk about a 50K is better than any other. Why is that? Uh, because those people are suffering from world revolves around me itis. The honest answer is everybody's going to have preferences, including account sizes. So yeah, maybe now again for them, yeah, maybe the 50K is better than the others, but not everybody is them. Not everybody has the same exact strategy as them. So yeah, again, I like the 50K and the 150K, but does that mean therefore 50K and 150K are the best? No, that's for me. The best way to illustrate this is I still remember it. This topic came up, somebody shows up and I love the 25K. And then like 7 messages later, somebody's calling 25Ks a scam. It's okay. Clearly, those two people have very different strategies and approaches. Where you have one saying 25Ks are the best thing ever, the other person calling them a scam. I scalped $10. That's crazy, Ed. Yeah, I do know that My Fund of Futures has very expensive commissions. That doesn't mean they're wrong. If you only make a couple of trades a day and it's a low contract size, and who really cares? All right, I got to think about a short here. We're at the pivot point. I'm short. Little scalpy scalp there. Might go back to the Apex is 104 for MNQ. Okay, yeah. I mean, again, that's still 100% more than Take Profit Trader. Bro, I love 25K. Yeah, there we go. Throwaway trash. So he's somebody saying, I love the 25K. I think 25K is better for a beginner, but that's my preference. Exactly. That's the key. That's your preference. Exactly. So anybody that is trying to tell you, anybody that speaks in universal terms, yeah, they're suffering from the world revolves around me itis, and they need to call their doctor. I'm doing 50K now. Should I try the? I mean, I think you should try them all at some point. Who knows? In theory, maybe you love the 75K. I don't understand the 75K with Take Profit Trader. I just don't get it. But some people that are part of my community that are here, they love the 75K. Good for them. Just because I don't get it, understand doesn't mean that it's not worthwhile. I think it's all relative based. Yeah, dude. I like your name. It's much better than dumb. At least you're making me sound like I'm talking my new normal language with you. But when the guys show up with, dork or dumb, it makes me sound so mean when I. But agree, dude. That's one of the things where, yeah, that's going to factor into it for sure. Yeah, so Sam, sounds like he's jiving with the 25Ks better. 25K to me seems too tight. Like that $1,500 drawdown, I don't know. Well, Clay, with a 50K, you only get 500 more. True, but I'm telling you, I've had so many trades where having that extra 500, it's come in handy. It's kept me in the game. Again, that is not to say, therefore, 50K is better than 25K. That's just my experience with my strategy. Loving oil. Is oil dropping some more today? Oh, good. Down in the 68s. Love to see it. My TPT is my bread and butter. Nice, Shadow. I will look for a long down here at VWAP. That seems a little aggressive right now at the 200 period SMA, so I'm not gonna take that. Still possibly thinking of a short here. The more it puts us around this pivot point. And the thing with this pivot point, it does make sense. Wait, where did you? Huh? Where'd you go? What the world was that? No. There you are. So this pivot point just also happens to be kind of like these former lows. So generally speaking, a support, and when supports are broken, they tend to act as resistance. So you have this potential resistance also being a pivot point. So it makes sense in my mind why the price is kind of struggling around this area. So that's why I'm not taking short off the table. I think it wants the 5-minute 200. 200 what? SMA, EMA. There's a bunch of different types of moving averages, by the way. Yeah, no, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. I can't remember. Okay, all right, here we go. Maybe with the pullback. But again, I want down here at the VWAP. So would you go long here? No. VWAP. VWAP is where I'm interested in going along. SMA. Okay, cool. You think it want? Ooh, Duck Soul. I don't know about that, Neil. I guess we'll see. Hey, listen, if I can get filled right here, I hope you're right, Neil. I hope it heads up to the 200 SMA in the 5-minute. The 25K might be better. Yeah, that's true. And that's some people's argument that they've told me, which I get. They're like, well, I like the 25K because the profit target is lower. Fair enough. America World Cup 6 p.m. Eastern. I thought it was 8 p.m. Eastern. I might be wrong, though. I could have sworn I saw 8 p.m. Eastern. Can we get a fact check on Mountain Homer? Fact check on aisle 9. So all the way to... Well, I mean, I don't know if it's going to come down to VWAP, but that's where I become interested from the long side. It's 8 p.m. 8 p.m. All right, fact checkers are stepping up. Mountain Homer, fake news. Hey, Sky Mountain. I don't know what he's talking about. Well, I mean, that's what happens when you do meth. Which brings me to my next point, kids. Don't smoke crack. Name the movie. Okay, let's look on the keyboard. Okay, I guess I could see a typo. There is that 7. On the keyboard, there's that 7 between the 6 and the 8. So that's kind of a big typo. Dang, now he's gone silent. He's gone. He will not show his face. He understands that he has... Who said that? Good job, Brian. Correct, Waterboy. Bonus points, if you remember who says it. Okay, didn't realize Google accounted for mountain time. See, that isn't that crazy how easily fake news can happen? Question is, would I play the short back to that if that's the case? Well, that's up for you and your strategy to decide, Rohan. Hey, thank you, Sam. I appreciate you using code Clay, and you even typed it right in the chat. Code Clay, all caps, since it is case sensitive. So thank you, Sam. Thank you for feeding some hungry children. No, that's an extra stale Twinkie. Ryan, correct. How old are you, Ryan? We got to be around. I'm guessing Ryan's 41. We got to be around the same age. This dude is 38. Okay, ballpark. I was within 3 years. That makes sense. Checks out. All right. I am, I'm going to go right here, 21. Oh, no, don't bounce right off of VWAP. Come on down a little bit more. Uh-oh. Should I just chosen the VWAP? We'll see. Again, looking for a long at the green line. I am in. I'll take that. Skilp. Hopefully Dean was here. I just cracked his back with my cringe. All right, next area potentially interested for a long... Oh, Ducks. Oh, look at that. That's a Doc Soul entry right there. Oh, yeah, I heard today's Canada Day. What's that mean? Is that like fourth? Is that like Canada? Wait, Canada's not independent though. You never rebelled against England. The Queen is still your queen. When you stop streaming, that's dedication, Dean. Oh yeah, today's paint color is blue. Makes sense. Tomorrow's will be red. Fridays will be white. The Queen ain't anyone's queen. That's Canadians. That's Canada's queen. I can't remember how that works. But you guys are too busy chugging maple syrup. Never had a revolution. They taxed your maple syrup, and you guys are like, "Eh, sorry." You guys, in fact, you guys apologized to England when they started to tax your maple syrup. Here in America, when they taxed our tea, we said, "Nope, that's not happening." Oh, that's right. Well, you're king. The king of England is your king right now. Fair point. But also, I think I meant that more like, can't you just say that metaphorically too? Like the queen, doesn't the queen just kind of like, isn't that a way of saying England? I don't know. That's actually a genuine question. I thought it was like a metaphorical way to talk to. No, I wasn't making fun of taxes. I was making fun of there's a the reason why one person no longer has the crown that we kneel before every morning and the other country still has the crown that they kneel before every morning is our reaction to taxes. So taxes was not the point. The point was the reaction to the taxes. But to be fair, maple syrup is very good. So being too busy riding their mooses and bobsleds as they guzzle that maple syrup, I get it. I get it. And by the way, I've there's probably somebody here that's like, this guy's the word fake news. He's lying about Canadian history. I have no idea if your maple syrup ever got taxed. I don't know. I am still interested in why Quebec people speak French. How did that happen? Obviously, the France or French occupied that territory. Is that maybe what the French Indian War was about? Is that where the French got kicked out of like Quebec area, and then but the languages stuck around? Like I can never remember what was the French and Indian War actually above. French. I mean, it happened. It was fought. French Indian War. Yeah, I don't know. Plural of moose, meese. Think about people born, lived, and died during her reign. Yeah, it is pretty crazy. Hey man, she was eating her vegetables. What can you say? George Washington fought in it. Yeah, yeah. I don't remember. Is that the one that kicked? That must have been the one that kicked the French out of like Quebec area, Canada. Clay, how do I join your Discord? I'm kind of new. You can join the Discord right here. It's not free, FYI, but it's also very inexpensive, all things considered. Private community. Quebec was primarily settled by French. They fought a war and the French lost. Quebec was the land. They fought a war, right? That's kind of my question: is what was the war? I'm assuming it was the French and Indian War, but that's just my guess. All right, well, it pulled back. Oh, Doc Soul. Well, I guess I chose wrong because on the 5 minute we had the 50 SMA right there. And that's right where it bounced off of. Whoops. The 7 Years War? Eh. It was the Maple Syrup War. I think that's a troll. I don't know, though. Like, I like history, but would I call myself a history buff? Probably not, but... Like, here's one that I don't know anything about. Because in history... So I think a lot of you can relate to this. And it's only going to get worse as history gets larger and larger. But, like, for me, like, we always ran out of time. It was always summertime, end of school year, and we could never, like, ever make it up to, like, the Spanish-American War, which I think my great-great-grandpa fought in, I think. But, like, we'd always skip over it, right? Like, okay, well, we're going to skip over this chunk of history so we can get to World War II, for example. But, man, the poor Spanish-American War, it always got skipped over for me. Isn't it crazy? In history, the good guys always won. I don't know. I guess that depends on who you define the good guys. Definition of good guys, please. Clay, I always thought you were Welsh. From Wales? No, I'm German. Like, full and full German. Was the fourth and final. Okay, so I was right then. If it was the final conflict, then that is the one that finally kicked France out of Quebec area. Yes. It's almost like whoever gets to control the history books gets to control the narrative. That's what it almost seems like. Clay, divergence is crazy between ES and NQ. Yeah, you're the third person to mention that. And yeah, it is. I'm not. Well, I mean, I guess I suppose it makes sense. There must be some stuff going on with the tech stocks that is dragging Nasdaq down a little bit more. I know. It's crazy, crazy conspiracy theory. I can see you on the Autobahn. Hey, good morning, Villarreal. You get everything with your pro? I can't. I think it was you get everything figured out yesterday. If I remember right, you had some questions. You all set now? How are we only at an hour? Haven't I already made like 7 or 8 trades? Man, I'm sitting here saying today feels kind of slow. Boy, the irony in that. Hey, Soul Train from Indonesia, where you been? There was an explosion in a ship. We said Mexico, you owe us California. They said okay. Where's steel we made? Should have took the whole thing. Yeah, wasn't the Louisiana Purchase? That was a pretty good deal though, wasn't it? All right, there is our fun fact of the day. Just been nutty. Nudie? Uh-oh. Busy. Okay. Hey, Johnny. Yeah, so far so good. Hey, Eric. Good morning. Alaska was best purchase. Yeah, I could that seems that is true. Given Alaska is probably almost as big as, who knows, maybe is it more than the square acreage that we got with the Louisiana Purchase? Has anybody ever put like transposed the state of Alaska on the continental U.S.? Like Alaska makes Texas look like Massachusetts. Or Alaska is massive. I say this respectfully. We should have just taken Cuba. Why Cuba isn't a U.S. territory is beyond me. Yeah, I don't know. I have developed maybe more compassion than needed, but I'm pretty compassionate when it comes to history and all this sort of stuff. Because if anybody understands hindsight analysis and how obvious everything is in hindsight, I think it's us as traders. So like, yeah, maybe we should have taken Cuba or whatever. Maybe XYZ should have happened in history. Oh, it was so obvious. Yeah, I don't know. Was it that obvious, or are we just using the same hindsight confirmation bias that we use when we roast ourselves in our trades? You can just go right here. This link is how you get signed up for it. Again, it is not free. So you only can access it after you pay. There it is. Hey, David. Oh, man. Did you see the Braves last night? That was crazy. Those Boston Braves last night was ridiculous. Which one do I do not stream live in the community. I do like pictures and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, if you can't understand a picture with some annotations on it, I'm not talking to you, Rohan. I'm just talking in general. If you're that not confident to be able to look at a picture with some annotations and then be able to formulate a thought process, I'm not quite sure trading will be for you. So no, I don't live stream. But like I'll do pictures and stuff like that. So like for example, in the community, I could see myself doing something like this, right? And then just calling out the bull flag. Now, how you play the bull flag, if you play the bull flag, if you even agree if it's a bull flag, that is up to you. Because at the end of the day, you got to be an independent thinker. All right, I will look for a long down here at, well, maybe a little bit below. Throw in an order right there. So you're an art. Oh, I am definitely the Pablo Picasso. What indicator are you using on TradeOvate? I'm not. What do you mean? What indicator am I using? I mean, I'm using many different indicators. I'm using candlesticks. I'm using the VWAP. I'm using some moving averages. I'm using pivot points. But welcome. Good to have you. Are you gearing up for the Georgia Bulldogs? Yes, yes. As a graduate of the Ohio State University, I love the Georgia Bulldogs. Yes, yeah. Because that makes very good sense. Exactly. Yup. I'm all for the Georgia Poodles. Isn't this the chair of the Georgia Poodles? Isn't it like if their student section gets around, don't they just sit there and be like, meow, meow? Isn't that the group chair of the Georgia Poodles? All right, never mind on that. Well, then they better get the rights of polar bears. I just got paralyzed. Well, I mean, I'm just imitating the Georgia Poodle fans. That's all. My pricing is off right now, and it is showing 32.89. 32.89. Yeah, I'm not sure on that. I'm not sure how your pricing could be that much off. Again, looking for a. Why did I cancel that out? Yeah, I locked in an order down here. Why did I cancel that out? Right? I'm pretty sure I had that order in down there. Oh well. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Are you what do you see up here, For real? Do you see MNQU? U, or do you see another letter right there in front of the 6? Hey, Timbo. I will say this. I would imagine this has gotten quite a few people um along with this, maybe not so much this one, but the past couple of days, what have we seen? We've seen nasty bearish moves to start and then slow, steady grinds the rest of the day. So I can see potentially this. Okay, people saying, and I'm not saying they're wrong. Like, I completely get the logic, which is why I think it probably tricked a lot of people. Okay, there's our nasty move. Okay, here we go. Here's the grind up. All right, let's get some pullback. Oh crap, cooked. And then even right here. Okay, all right. Now we've begun the slow, steady pull, the slow, steady grind back up. Okay, here's our pullback. Oh crap, cooked. I bet a lot of people have gotten that. And again, I can see why they would, think that way, because the past 2 days have almost been like deja vu, just crazy mornings, bloodshed, and then slow, steady grinds. So here's our Marcus line down here, although I think Marcus is long gone. Right, what MJ says. That's. I mean, MJ just summarized how easy trading is. Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah, I don't know on that one. I would assume it's the same, but I guess I don't know. In theory, wouldn't they have the same connections? Yeah, that is kind of well, I don't know. Did ES start off rough? It did. Oh, okay, yeah, it definitely did. Ducks. Wow. Yeah. That is ES today. And I'm looking to get long at the green line down there, so it needs to pull back here a little bit more. So looking for a long down around that green line. This just, for me, seems scary for both sides. Going long, going short. And I can see why somebody might be getting short if they're like, look, Clay, why would you not be getting short here? There's a bear flag. Yeah, you're right. And looking right now, maybe you would have been right to trade that breakdown. Oh man, good trade, Rohan. Well, hey, if you are a free agent in terms of codes that you use, appreciate if you at least consider code Clay all caps when you get those accounts, because it helps, brother. Where would your mental stop be on that long? On what long? On this long? I don't have a stop yet because I might add to it. All right, okay. Well, hey, anybody playing that bear flag? You chose wisely. Yeah, I don't mean as that. Oh, I see. I would think you'd be perfectly fine. Can I get some feedback? Yeah, that's part of the community, Rohan. I mean, I say this with all due respect, my friend, but like we can't turn this into a one-on-one mentoring session with you, brother. I mean, did you even use code Clay? Are you even going to send me flowers? I mean, do I at least get some chocolates with some walnuts inside? Dang, dudes. Hey, let's turn this to a mentoring session. No, I haven't used Code Clay. Did you join the community? No, I haven't joined the community. Did you join the mentor? No, I haven't. Okay. Brother. Brother. At least buy me some flowers. Hey, AJ. Oh. So I'm getting a little worried now. Do I still want to get long if this bounce fails? But I think we're still down here long enough. I've never gotten the Turkish Delight thing. That stuff's kind of like, eh. I'm new and I just lost 13 cents. Hey, that's not bad. That sounds like some good risk management to me if all you lost was 13 cents. Yeah, whisper some sweet nothings into my ear. I mean, just, yeah. Okay, stop. I'm trying to short right here if it gets rejected. Looking for a short if it comes back down to that red line. Maybe even a short up here, though. Oh, Doxol. Okay, Doxol. Okay, all right. I'm going to base this on the 5 minutes. So I'm watching the 5 minute. We have the 50 SMA right there that I'm trying to... Oh, gotta go up a little bit more. Hey, thank you, AJ. That sounds good, Rohan. I would appreciate it, but at the end of the day, do what you think is best. But yeah, you seem to be enjoying yourself around here, and given this is totally viewer supported, yeah, your support actually makes a difference. Maybe someday we'll get some sponsorships, and then it doesn't matter if people use Code Clay or not, because it'll be worth the time no matter what. But we are not at that time yet. Come on now, get up there. I'm watching. Here, let me just show you real quick what I'm watching. See that purple line? I'm trying to see if the price can get up there. It already rejected it right there. So that's what I'm watching for. But just we'll keep an eye on it on the 2 minute here. But maybe I should have just picked the 21 EMA. Decisions. Right now, looking like I picked wrong again. We also have the 21 EMA right there, that green line. So as of now, that seems to be the area that I should have picked for the rejection. I picked the purple line, and the purple line has not quite been hit. But it's still got time. We still got time. You dirty rat. You dirty rat. Again off the 21 EMA. Maybe that's what I get for going against my good friend, the 21 EMA. No, crypto's garbage. No. If you want to day trade, so assuming we're talking about the category of day trading, we're in the golden age of day trading. The invention of micro futures, game changing, and then prop firms, game changing. So if you are in the category of day trading, what mathematically makes the most sense is to day trade futures through a prop firm. Futures will make crypto look like paint drying. No, that's the other thing, MJ. Code Clay is also keeping this ad free. I know for some of you, you pay for YouTube, whatever that's YouTube Prime, so it doesn't matter for you. But yes, for those of you that, if you notice, man, other videos, there's constantly ads popping up. On this one, I haven't got, yes, because ads are off. Because people are using Code Clay. So that's what I mean, is you're quite literally you are improving your life, not only by saving yourself some money by using Code Clay, but you're, keeping it ad free from that standpoint. Because yeah, I've watched some live streams, not necessarily trading ones, but dude, yeah, you're right, MJ. It's like, didn't I just see an ad like 4 minutes ago? But YouTube does give you that choice too. How do they say it? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive. I think those are the three choices when it asks for a live stream. So I'm like very clearly most of them seem to be pressing aggressive. Can still waiting to see if I can get a short here, but. All right, I appreciate that animosity. Look at that. The three numbers. Unlike our, what was this guy's name? Brad? Yes, Brad. Oh man. I'm gonna miss Brad. That was a good one. That was fun yesterday. All right, here we go, maybe. Okay, short. Scalpy there. Might try to go to. Okay, I probably got a little too aggressive on that Scalpy. Oh, okay. I like VWAP though for the next one. Ooh, this okay. VWAP, but check out the 200. 200. Boop, boop. So I don't know. Do I just wait for try to play like a fake break of VWAP and then thinking that it's a true break until it hits that, and then that's where the fake begins? Oh boy. What do I do here? Do I play the VWAP or do I fake break it? All right, give me a 1 for play the VWAP. Give me a 2 for fake break. 1 for play the VWAP, 2 for fake break of VWAP. Dang, this is not helping. This is not helping at all. What's up, Krista? You're not even going to say anything? That's crazy. You just show up and you stay in the shadows? That's crazy. Something changed. Something changed, and I don't know what it is. And I don't like it. Okay, that did not help at all. I think we got about an even split. Okay, maybe the answer to that is I go right here, just between them. Okay, Manuel feels very strongly about just playing VWAP. Or else maybe this is all for naught. All right, well, I suppose I should have just stuck with my my 50 SMA entry and not scalped it out, but it is what it is at this point. I played initial break this opening and made 750. I played initial break. Initial break of what? Yeah, 10 point would feel weird. Rohan, I think you might be delayed a little bit. So by the time you hear this, Rohan, look on your screen and click the live button. Well, I suppose I can go back to my long that I had planned down here. I have to say, June was my first green month. 3 evals passed, 7 bought net profit. Good job, Jason. Very good job. Congrats. 3 green payday is very good. Yeah, again, for clarity's sake, this is all the same account. These are just 3 different contracts that I've traded today. These are my NQ trades. These are my MNQ trades. And I actually took a GC, so traded some gold. So that is a GC trade right there. Broke at 350 and have left it in there based off VWAP and EMA. And after the crossing, it was strong short market and have left it run since. All right, well, good job, Manuel. Bad psych day yesterday. Oh yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, Jimmy, before I finish. It sounds like it could have been worse. No, I trade the NQ with everything. Yeah, I'll trade NQ with test accounts, pro accounts. The 530 is GC, which is gold. GC. Hey, dork. Looks like it feels good to get instincts actually RYT. Is that the Russell? Or is RYT shorthand for something else? Oh, right. It is okay. What is the symbol for the Russell though? Isn't the Russell kind of very close to that? RTY. Okay, so I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Yeah, this is becoming very confusing for me. I suppose you could make the argument that, hey, just trade the range. This is like the new range that's forming. Um, but yeah, right now it's starting to seem to get a little choppy in here, so I'm getting a little hesitant right now, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, Jimmy, I think I'd rather hesitate than not hesitate and throw myself into a really bad trade. Right? So I think I haven't put it a whole lot, but if I had the choices, hesitate and miss a winner or rush and throw yourself into a nasty loser, I think I choose the hesitate and just missed out on a winner. Maps looks scary. What's maps? Yeah, I don't know. I think you're maybe beating yourself up a bit too much. As long as you're not hesitating all the time. If you're hesitating all the time, that means you're trading scared. And that's why the saying scared money don't make money is so true. So if you hesitate 38 times every day, I think that would be and I'm just talking in general now. That's probably a sign that you don't actually trust your strategy. So if you say, Clay, what's something that I could that would help me truly realize if I trust my claim strategy? Like if I'm going to claim that I have a strategy, what would be some signs that I actually believe in my claim of a strategy? And I would say, well, how often do you hesitate? And it's like, oh, I hesitate a lot every day. It's like, okay, I don't think you actually believe that much in it then. But yeah, it sounds like this was just a hesitation for you out from you out of nowhere. But yeah, Jimmy, if you start hesitating multiple times every single day from here on out, then that's where I get a little bit more worried. I like to peek at Tradeways stock. Cool. Yeah, Eric. Yep. Now, eventually, at least for me, I think a lot of people, your checklist becomes like mental. Like, you don't literally have to go through a checklist and this, and this. Now, at the start, as a beginner, I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. But eventually, you kind of just build up. That's part of instincts, right? Trading instincts, part of that is just like you just, I was going to say naively. That's not right. You instinctively go through like a checklist. Bro, every time I'm on my way to funded account, I always take profit too early. Well, that's what you're supposed to do, though. That's how you beat the trailing drawdown. Just take base hits. Using Claude to extract your wins and losses helps you understand your losses and wins. And we're yeah, I can see that. Okay, but again, a lot of that stuff is riddled with hindsight confirmation bias. And that's why trading's hard. And that's also why I'm not saying journaling is worthless, but journaling, what you are fighting against is hindsight confirmation bias. Because once you have hindsight, it's kind of easy to know what you should have done, what you did wrong, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of easy to start to confirm biases. I truly don't trust myself after 1 win, 0 profit because of fee and tax, and 3 losses. All were different thinking. Okay, well, at least you know you don't trust yourself. That's a good step. I've seen plenty of people over my years and even here show up, and oh boy, they trust themselves. And myself and many others are sitting here saying, yeah, you should really not trust yourself as much as what you are apparently trusting yourself because you don't know really what you're doing. But yeah, usually when you tell those people that, shut up, hater. Why? And I get it. I get it from their point of view. I don't. Again, that trading is hard for many reasons. All right. Well, I suppose if I'm a believer that this is now some sort of range, then maybe I should be getting ready for a short. But like, what actually is the top of the range? Is this the top right here? Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I wanted the horizontal line. I think right there. That's where I'm going to find the top of the range. I lost mortem every day, the chart, because it creates mental muscle memory. I lost mortem. Momentum? We need a clean up on aisle 9 for Neil with his typo. I think I lost mortem. Oh yeah, Laura trash. That's what happens though. Again, in hindsight, because let's say one of those were like, okay, I don't want to leave any on the table, so it goes a bit in your favor, which is affecting the trailing, and then all of a sudden kind of snaps back against you a little bit, and then cooks you. You're going to be saying, "Doggone it." When in hindsight, again, that's the confirmation bias. Like that's what you're doing. So yes, it's easy in hindsight to sit here and be like, "Oh man, I left so much on the table." But yeah, what happens if it had gone a little bit more and then snapped against you and you're cooked? You just can't do that to yourself. Hindsight confirmation bias. You're taking the gains, you're taking the base hits as you should. But I mean, by all means, my friend, if you want, start swinging for the fences again. But all I ask is on behalf of myself and every others, please don't then show up and start griping about the trailing drawdown. You know what I mean? Go swing those, go take those big swings. What would be a good alternative to journaling? I don't know. Again, journaling is a weird topic because I'm not saying it's worthless. I'm just saying I don't think it's like the be all end all some people portray it to be. You just have to realize going in that when you're journaling, you should be fighting against hindsight confirmation bias. Like, okay, am I writing this down because I now know what's happened in hindsight? Or, I mean, it's an ongoing battle. Who was that, Johnny? That was a funny one too. Chart ain't looking good. Well, by whose metric? Again, in trading, one trader's turd is another trader's gold bar. So I have no problem for you saying, man, for me and my strategy, this looks like a bad chart. But I bet there's somebody else in the world, maybe even somebody else here, that's like, ooh, this is looking beautiful. Okay, let me ask you this, Manuel. A losing trade, does that mean your strategy's failing? You take a losing trade. Is the conclusion, therefore, my strategy failed? If it if it is good and you get data like time of because you're there. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think data collection is way more powerful than like journaling. But I suppose we're not we haven't even really established like a definition of what journaling is. Who does better in trading, the optimist or the pessimist? I would say the pessimist. Because the pessimist is like, okay, I'm probably going to get this wrong. So if it goes wrong, let's make sure I don't get punched in the face. Translation, let's focus on risk management. Right. Again, okay, Manuel, that's my point. You're associating losing trade with you did something wrong. And I disagree with that logic chain. Because if that's what you're saying in the moment and find out where you went wrong in that moment. Okay, so you're saying because it was a losing trade, there is a moment where you were wrong. So here's the threat of journaling. You're going to go back, and with hindsight, you're going to find something. You will find something. So now you're going to add in a rule so that you're never wrong in that moment again. So now you have a strategy with one extra rule. You're then going to go have another losing trade. And you're going to say, okay, I must have been wrong in a moment somewhere. Oh, that's where I was wrong in the moment. Let's put in a rule right there. Now you're at two rules. You're going to go keep trading. You're going to take another losing trade. Uh-oh, I must have been wrong in a moment somewhere. Let me go find with my journaling. Oh, there's where I was wrong in the moment. Okay, put in a rule. Now you're at three rules. With that sort of logic, before you know it, you're going to have a strategy with 8,000 rules, and you'll be able to make one trade per decade. So no, I disagree with I was losing trades means you did something wrong. No. Maybe the strategy just didn't work, and that's all. No need to change anything. No need to go back, add in a new rule. It just didn't work. Because you know what? There is no strategy that works 100% of the time. But to be fair, and welcome, and this is exactly why training is so hard. Maybe you did do something wrong. Maybe the reason why you lost money was you did do something wrong, but that's not an automatic conclusion. And that's where things get gray, and that is why trading's so hard. But yes, you cannot assume that because you had a red trade, there was a moment in time where something was wrong. No, it just didn't work. But there maybe was something you did wrong. Again, Manuel, I don't think I could really explain my logic any better than what I did. So like the point at the end of the day, you cannot use a logic chain. Losing trades means something went wrong somewhere. That's not true. It could have just been that, hey, today is not a day that jives with your strategy. And it's as simple as that. Nothing needs to be changed. It just, today your strategy doesn't jive with the market. But hey, maybe you did something really wrong. So did I do something wrong, or was it just a function of the market? Again, welcome to why trading is so hard. A lot of gray areas in trading. If trading was black and white, a lot more people would be doing it and finding success. Yeah, agreed, fingers. What happened to the action? I mean, we're just kind of consolidating out right now. I can't complain though, James. I started off this this live stream saying, oh man, it is going to be slow. And then I proceeded to make at least, 6 or 7 trades in the first hour, which is quite a few. I understand it's helped me to see where I got more so emotional. Yeah, maybe. But like, not all emotions are wrong. Like the emotion of confidence is not a bad emotion. Like now in hindsight, you could look back and be like, "Oh man, I got too confident." It's like, well, are you only saying that because you were wrong? Had that trade worked out and been a banger, would your journal be saying, "Great job with your max confidence. Good job with that emotion. You saw a good setup, you were confident, so you took it with authority. Good job." That's what I mean by hindsight confirmation bias. What times do you use? I like the 2 minute and the 5 minute as my primary ones. What we're looking at here is the 2 minute. Got a gold trade. I did. The amount of bullish delta in this area is nuts. I have no idea what that means. Other than I think it's bullish. Confidence maxing. Right, yeah. In fact, we had an instance of that this morning in the chat. What was I can't remember the comment. What was said? It was a good little kind of reminder of hindsight confirmation bias. I mean, people do it unintentionally. What do you say? Oh yeah, so there's something that was like, yes was where, but I wish I skipped it. It's like, well, yeah, I understand you wish you skipped it, but like, had that been a winning trade, would you have been there and be like, would you have been saying that you wish you skipped it? Well, no, you'd be like, I'm glad I took it. But yes, of course, we all wish we skipped the trades when in hindsight we know they were losing trades. Is it harder to become a legit? I don't know. Finger crossed. I'm a baboon. Why are you asking me all these questions? And I don't know how you define a legit trader. Define legit trader. What does that mean? I was big on. I mean, I thank you that you're asking me these like deep philosophical questions. But you realize I'm a dented baboon, right? I was big on 1 minute until I saw how frequent you got wedges on 2 minute. Now that's my favorite. Cool. Hey, Mechanobo, good to see you. What is a good win rate and based on how many trades? Win rates are overrated. You can have a 95% win rate and still not make any money. All right, thinking about a short up around. Again, this was our decision earlier. Did we go? I think I'll try to split the difference. I guess it. My stuff. Yeah. See, what's hard here is this. If I get short here, I'm like, okay, my stop needs to be above the pink line. But now putting my stop right here puts me right in front of the highs of these candles. Well, I don't want to be right in the front of these highs of the candles from the short side. So I guess I gotta get my stop above those highs. But now my entry point is here. My stop is way up here. I don't want to risk that many points. So this is where things get a little bit messy. So in some senses, I basically just have to get short here so I can put my stop right there. And that is that's what my trade plan is going to be. Once more, I'm not calling journaling totally worthless. I'm not calling win rate totally worthless. But win rate can be very, very deceiving. So, Clay, what's your win rate? I don't know because I don't care. Because I've been there before. I think a lot of people have been there before. You're like on a hot streak. It seems like you can do no wrong. Your win rate is crazy. And then like a trade shows up and you're like, wait, what just happened? What just happened? Positive expense. Yeah. Things like that. Again, I'm not saying, so don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying, oh, well, this guy is just saying all data is worthless. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying some data is a little bit more hyped up than it should be. Hey, Papacito. Count green days versus red days. Kind of. But you could have 30 green days and then one red day, and if that one red day you absolutely lose your mind, you could take a huge chunk out of all those green days. If not, who knows, maybe you wipe away all the losses or all the wins. Clay, you taking smaller scalps helps me to see the 10 to 20 pointers keep me out of the big. Hey, well, good, Custom. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, social media, all that. It's a killer. You know, you're not a real man. You're not a real trader unless you trade minis. It's like, who cares? That's ego. That's an ego argument. You're not a real trader unless you're getting at least 80, 90, 100 points on a trade. Wait, what? Again, that is an ego argument. Now, again, Like I said, social media, you are competing for eyeballs. So the more ridiculous you get, the better. But like at the end of the day, let's set our egos aside. Now, I don't know. Maybe being a dad of 6 kids now, I'm a little older in life. I mean, I think I have enough life experience where I can look and be like, okay, that does not matter. Right? It's like my kids right now. The things that they make big deals about, the things that I made such big deals about when I was younger. Now with my life experience, I'm like, yeah, that was not, yeah. And that's like a lot of this trading stuff. Like, oh, you got to trade minis or you're a loser. Oh, you're in a prop firm? I trade my, it's like, what? Stupid. Like, tell me you're a 21-year-old creatine sniffing, broccoli eating, I have very little sense of humor dude. And you start to make those things. So, I mean, if someone were to say, Clay, what's like one quick tip? The quicker you can kick your ego to the curb, the better. Both are very hard, but a doctor has a blueprint to follow. A trader, is success is all up to them. That's like playing sports. Oh. Yeah, both are very hard. Both are very hard. Doctor, trader. We normally hold wins. Too short. Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. I would say one of the hardest things in trading for me is not necessarily to cut the loss, but to let a winner win. And I think that's one of those sneaky things where like, you know what, Clay, that's true. I really do. As soon as I see green, I tend to just take it. But to sit there and not take the green and give the green I see a chance to get even greener is very hard, which is exactly why I cannot look at the P&L. When I'm in a trade, if I look down at that, it plays way too many mind games with me. And you guys, if you've been here long enough, you've seen me take some P&L trades where I hop out just because I see green. I'm like, yeah, that $100. Okay, I'll take it. And then I leave way more on the table. It was not market, it was me. Okay, well, thank you for the update there, Malik. Well, sounds like you learned from it. And hey, you know what? You're learning a lot, it sounds like it, and that's the key. If you're blowing in an account, just make sure you're learning. And no response. Yeah, got to be able to take responsibility. Me, every stinking time, P&L. Yeah, it's now, if you're with a prop firm and you need to make like $50 more to get to your target, okay, what? If you want to watch a P&L there and there you go. I mean, you could technically do the math ahead of time, but the market offers opportunity every day. Is it one that fits your strategy or not? Right. Yeah. Right. That's actually what a trading strategy is. A trading strategy is your ability to define an opportunity. If you're like, I don't know what an opportunity looks like. Okay, well, that would just be a clue that you do not have a strategy. That's all a strategy actually is being able to define the word opportunity. Like, all right, you're showing up. I'm here looking for opportunities. And then somebody's like, okay, well, what's an opportunity for you? Well, I don't know. Okay, well, that just means you have no strategy. Today does not fit mine, so I've taken 2 trades. Good job. I do. I do realize I have orders out there. Thank you, Steve. But with this one, I do have a stop in. So if I were to get filled and walk away, my damage would be limited. But thank you. I appreciate you checking in. Well, at this point, it kind of does look like a channel now. So with this is how I define the top of the channel. Wasn't quite right as it poked it. So I don't know. Do we adjust the channel? I'm going to adjust a little bit more. Now it looks like maybe that is more so the top of the channel. Good discussions, though. Very good discussions. So good questions, good thoughts, everybody. I appreciate it. Seen some newer names, so that's good. that made a lot of sense about the strategy. Good. Well, I mean, for someone like you, CDP, don't you have a bunch of data? Are you not trusting the data? So, if anything, I would say that the data you've collected with whatever you're doing with your bot or algorithm or whatever that is, sounds to me like you don't quite trust it. Why you doubt? Why you self-doubting? Just look at the data, brother. So that's what I'd throw to your court to consider. Maybe you don't trust the data as much. Maybe you try to tell yourself you do. But yeah, if you trust in the data, then I mean, what do you got to self doubt? You got the data. Don't why are you doubting yourself? You got the data. Trust the data. But it does make sense to self doubt if you don't actually trust the data. Yeah, agreed, Malik. Sometimes the best way to not revenge trade is to literally get away from the markets. If that means you got to flush your toilet, flush your toilet. Flush your phone down your toilet. Flush your laptop down your toilet. Flush your desktop PC down your toilet. Flush your buddies who keep talking about the market down the toilet. I mean, sometimes a toilet can be your best friend. I meant 3 or 4 points. Yeah. Yeah, I like that, keeping the West wild. Especially like when you said trying to beat the trailing. I need to go visit. Uh-oh. Are you having a bad day, Zach? Oh, no. So here's the... So what's getting kind of interesting, though, is the Marcus line? I think, yeah. Marcus, he's been long gone. But I don't know. This could be an interesting long. We're getting to the point now where it might match up perfectly with the overnight low. All right, have a good one, Matt. You watching some more World Cup today? I did start checking the times. I'm like, okay, now what games is the live stream going to be competing with today? I cannot wait for the World Cup to be done. I don't like having the live stream compete against World Cup games. Numbers don't lie. Numbers can lie. Numbers can lie. What's the saying? Like statistic, like you can make statistics say kind of whatever you want them to say. AK numbers lie. England down 1 right now. I think it's just human nature to question yourself when, yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. But you asked me, how do you deal with it? And I would say, well, for somebody like you that's, from my understanding, collected a bunch of data, just look at the data. World Cup, never heard of her. People keep talking about it. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. All right, I'm going to go ahead and delete this out before I do forget. Anyone else having a problem with Tradeovate going to default chart after logging out? Auntie, somebody said earlier that yes, sounds like, I don't know if people are having that exact issue, but it sounds like people are having some Tradeovate issues. Trying to hold a short to my 226. Hey, you got a chance there. You got a chance. Yeah, well, we've had several people are like, all right, I'm done for the day. Got to go watch a game. And I'm like, oh, dang. They're leaving the live stream. That happened to me twice in the past few weeks. Tradeovate reset. I have heard about that. I'm waiting for my turn. Where like I got to redo all my charts. Road. Man, it's going into 7. Okay, yeah, but I think later on the games will start to be evening games. So that'll help. I just want them to get out of like my live stream times. That's all I actually want. Lawnmower guy? Oh. Well, I mean, is it your lawnmower guy or is he the neighbor's lawnmower guy? I've had 3 one of the days on my Lucid funds account. Where's the 150 coming from? Why did, because I think we had this conversation yesterday. Tradovate kind of sucks. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and delete that message here. Fingers crossed. And I know that you didn't mean anything malicious, but yeah, who you mentioned, yeah, I have strong opinions on that. So that hence the deletion. I'll just leave it at that. But again, no problem. I understand you didn't mean anything by it. You didn't know. I got to do it every day. Paint. Oh, really? Every day? Yeah, something is, I don't know, maybe try, well, I guess I'm assuming you have the desktop version. I was going to say maybe uninstall it and put it, but yeah, that's, the people that said it happened here, like, it was just like a one-time thing. Yeah, and save your templates. Yeah, I guess, okay, that is a good point. I suppose I've been assuming that people are not having saved templates. So make sure to say, I did. Okay, it still doesn't work. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not sure then. This is okay. I'm going long right there. I'm going to try to go long. Look at that. We have the overnight low and we have the Marcus line right here, which is coming from right there, that lower trend line. Does that mean it will for sure guaranteed bounce from that area? No, there are no for sure guarantees. Does that mean I'm going to take a swing at it? Yep. Sure does, brothers and sisters and furries. You have to save your template as a default. Hey, Peter. If my memory serves me right, it's been a while since I've seen you here. Good to see you. All right, here we go. Maybe. If that green line turns blue, I'm in. If this thing just dumps down through there, I'm going to have a losing trade. All right. Let's see if this trend line can do what trend lines do. Whoa, 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 whoa. What was that? Did you guys... Was that me? Or did that thing like all of a sudden just like boom out of nowhere? Hey, good job, dude. You got your target and you're still going to let one cook? Well done. I hate the buy for high, lose or win, sell for low. Arbitrator, what? Okay, are you trading cryptos? Because I recognize your name. You're the guy that asked about cryptos earlier. I don't even know what you're talking about right now, which leads me to believe, are you with some like shady crypto broker? What country are you in? I have so many questions. Okay, now I don't know, I'm a little nervous about that area. That was weird when it started to come down. It never filled me anyways, but hey, Skinzo, try to hit that like button. It helps. I'll try that. Not sure if I tried that. Yeah, keep us posted on if that works or not. You missed by one. Oh, that's the worst. Yes, market price and app price is different in app I use. Okay. What country are you in? What country are you in? Clay, I get scared when I'm in buffer zone. You mean when you're above the buffer? And failed it happens more than 10. I mean, have you gotten any payouts? I refuse. I don't need more. No, that's not Dean. That's Dude. Dude trading, not Dean trading. India. Okay. Well, in India, good news. You can use the prop firm that I'm using, which is Take Profit Trader. They are available to those of you in India. And with that prop firm, you're going to gain access to the U.S. futures market. So they're the USA markets and its futures. They move way better than what you're trading. You can kick this bootleg broker to the curb. Not payouts. Okay, well, I guess what I'm asking is when you say you're in the buffer zone, do you mean you're above the buffer or trying to get to the buffer? All right, well, this upper shadow here is kind of my clue on why I backed out. I don't know. I'm still kind of interested and potentially along here. Okay, I'm long. I'll take that. Skip. There you go, Dean. There's your chiropractor appointment. Your second one of the day. Crack that back with some cringe. Dean feels great right now. Oh, Dean's like, dang, I feel like $1,000,000. Because just a moment ago, he was going, oh, that's cringy. Crack, 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 crack. You guys didn't know I was a chiropractor, too. I'm a cringe chiropractor. Chiropractor of cringe. You get any neck cracks, or is that just back? Because depending on the cringe, sometimes you get your neck to tilt, too, like, ugh. Crack, crack. You heard Dean's crack from here? I might be trying another long here. I like how this thing is refusing to let loose, which means it's about to recover back up. Always feared they break my neck. Well, that's why I gotta hang out here. You just let me get another scalpy scalp. I'll fix all your problems. The power of cringe. And, what was the word? Infantilism. Hey, Bamba, where you been? It's crazy. You disappeared for so long. Disrespectful. Go cut yourself a switch from a tree. Or at least I'm pretty sure I recognize that name. What are... Wait, Grant and Bomba, are you the same person under two different names? Uh-oh. No? Okay. He just decided to copy you and say yo. But Grant Mitchell, that's a blast from the past. Where have you been? Last night I blew 3 accounts. I was copy trading one pro. Ah. Sorry to hear that. Yeah. That is the downside with copy trading for sure. I didn't even look at last night. Was it pretty tricky or what was going on? No, you just copied. Well, good to see you, Grant. You just said long, but your cursor is on short. It is. I think that was just a coincidence. I don't think I put it there. I losty. One funded today this morning. Yeah, never fun to lose a funded account, but at least it's only one. Super chat, was it? Yeah. This kennel here. Oh, Doc Soul. All right, this is what I'm doing. Don't judge me. Ah, crap. Where do I put my stop? If I get short here, I can't put my stop here because I'm in front of that high. So if I go above that high, now I'm kind of in front of the 21 EMA. But if I go above the 21 EMA, now my stop is way up there and I'm risking like 25 points. So if we're going to take that trade, I got it. Yeah, this is where things get a little messy. There was a setup, but it kept wicking, and when I was all out, it went to the draft. Oh, that is the worst. You didn't go buy any more new accounts, did you? Did you walk away? Hey, good job, Grant. Congrats, man. I got 9 wins scalping last night. Looks almost the same as yesterday. Good job. I did. Do you still have that account? Or did you go on an account tilt and start buying a bunch and then cooking them all? Take the trade. What trade? You haven't told me what to do. Oh, fingers crossed. Are you one of these dents? Are you one of these dents? Let's check the profile here. When was this profile created? Okay, 2014. Okay, yeah. Take the trade. What are you talking about? Do you know what a trade is? The trade consists of 3 numbers. So I'm all ears. Do you want to actually tell me a trade? Do you know what these 3 numbers are? You should. You're asking very deep philosophical questions. Surely you know the 3 numbers associated with the trade. But the trade means absolutely nothing. You had an account barbecue, Kyle? Hey, the Jays. You didn't trade it though? Okay, well, good job. On a bright side, Just Preet, at least you didn't go on account tilt. Yeah, not fun to roast 3 accounts, but at least you didn't go buy 3 more, cook those, buy another 3, cook those. So good job just walking away. Where's fingers crossed at? I'm still waiting for him to define the trade. Hello? Hello? Well, then again, maybe, I mean, to be fair to him, maybe that is his strategy. He just crosses his fingers. Okay, would you mind telling me, when you say the trade, could you please tell me where my entry point's supposed to be, where my stop loss is supposed to be, and where my target's supposed to be? Can you give me those numbers, please? That would be a way better way to define the trade with those 3 numbers. Oh, I checked take profit, but is the subscription compulsory? It's only during the test phase. So as I always tell everybody, aim to pass within 1 month. So yes, it does say per month, but that's only during the test phase. After you pass the test, then that goes away, and there are no more expenses. So and because futures move so quick, 30 days is plenty of time. Oh, okay, Kyle, gotcha. Yeah, Jays, I don't think this is a record, but I've done a ton of trades on today's live stream already. Where did fingers crossed go? What the heck? Take the trade. I asked for clarity and now crickets. Crazy. Crazy. Is he going to fulfill the pattern? Is he about to call me a name and then say I'm out of here? Or, I don't know, maybe he picks up Brad. Remember when Brad fired me yesterday? That was crazy. First time. I've never been fired before. Who was here for Brad firing me yesterday? Thank you, Unkillable. Yeah, crickets indeed. Crazy. Nothing. Take the trade. Yeah, that was funny yesterday. I mean, that was not a mentally healthy person. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm a real nice guy. You missed the you missed. Yeah, that was yeah, first time ever been fired. Should be fired again. I should be fired again, Manuel? Is that what? Who should be fired again? I'm saying take the trade because you said you're going to. I explained why the trade setup I was looking at was messy. I know. I'm worried. I'm about to get fired again. That was crazy. I don't know. Maybe he was having a bad day. I think he was having a bad. I don't know what was going on. Trade was Messi, no Ronaldo. Who's Ronaldo? Who's Messi? Who's that? Is that a typo? Why aren't you trading? I know I'm trying to trade. I don't really have any setups though right now. This tread line has just been about as nasty and dirty of a tread line as you can get. No, I did not say I was going to take the trade. I was explaining why the trade was convoluted because of where my stop loss would end. All talk, no walk. See, this is the problem when crackheads show up. Like, they don't understand basic lines of logic. You're fake nice. Oh, no, no, no. I'm not even trying to be nice. I'm a jerk. I'm mean. I'm the meanest person you'll ever see. I'm sorry. If I come across as nice to any of you, let me assure you, I am trying to be mean. I am in no way, shape, or form trying to, like, fake being nice. I'm a jerk. Isn't that a song? You're just, oh wait, or is that a creep? He's just a, okay. Now, you're just a creep song? Oh yeah, Radiohead creep. Okay. So, okay, I can't say, why don't you trade live in Discord like you do on YouTube? Because the people in my community are independent thinkers. They don't need to see video. They can look at a picture, see some annotations, and then take that information and go trade with it. That's why. Isn't that weird though? As soon as you ask somebody like, well, can you Clay is a nice no. Well, thank you, Krista. I tell people ahead of time. No, that's not what I want. I want the lyrics. Now you're having the bad bipolar. Listen, hey, hey, hey. Fingers crossed. When you were here before, man, I couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so freaking special. But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the heck am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't care if it hurts. I want to have control. Well, I already have a perfect body. I already have a perfect soul. But I want you to notice when I'm not around, you're so freaking special. I wish I was special. But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the heck am I doing here? I don't belong here. Oh, 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 oh. Dude, that song is legit. Dang. Did you guys ever read the lyrics? Radiohead, Creep? I'm about to start to tear up over here. That was deep stuff. I didn't realize that song was that deep. Man. Do you ever do that to people? I'll do it sometimes to troll like my kids or even my like just people like you just say lyrics to them, but like you don't sing it. You just say the lyrics. Oh man. And they hate that one, Radiohead. Oh, really? They do? Wait, is that all the lyrics? That's a super. Yeah, that's not a long song at all. Miss America looks at Clay and says, "That's right." And she also says he's fake nice. The fact that he thinks I'm trying to be nice to any of you is mind-blowing. I literally call all of you dented baboons every day, and then he has the gall to say I'm being fake nice. It's crazy. Dennis Leary's. I don't think I've heard that one. Are we long in this? Only if you tell me to, Evan. I'm waiting for you. That you know when people ask me, excuse me, sir, what strategy you use? I say I use the Evan Messi method. Sir, what is that? I just wait for Evan Messi to show up, and then I do whatever she tells me to. Yeah, I know what you're doing by adding another subject into the conversation. I mean, what I'm doing is literally disclosed in the bottom right-hand corner. So I'm glad you know what I'm doing because you can read the bottom right-hand corner. Good job, fingers crossed. I'm happy for you, brother. I'm glad you know what I'm doing. As I'm telling everybody what I'm doing. People aren't dumb. Just say what you feel. I did tell you what I feel. Did you not hear that whole thing about me being a weirdo and a creep? But how do I feel? Not people, you know you can't believe. Jamaica, we've got a bobsled. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't the lyric. It was How Did It Go? Sorry. Wrong lyric. Who remembers that scene from Cool Runnings where they're all trying to raise money? And then they ask Sanka, hey, how did it go? And then he's trying to avoid telling him the amount. He's like, how did it go? And then he starts to sing that. But yeah, never mind. That was irrelevant because you asked me how do I feel, not how did it go. That's a very cowardly way to do things. I know, because I'm a coward. Well, no, I'm not I'm a coward and a creep and a weirdo. Can you imagine hanging out with fingers crossed in real life? Holy smokes. I bet he's a gem. I bet he is super fun to hang out with in person. Dude, I am so sensitive. You're just now figuring this out that I'm sensitive? Yeah, are you gonna tell us next that grass is green and what? That Yoda's in Star Wars? Is that what you're gonna tell us next? I mean, crazy. Mood completely changed when I brought up Top Step. Oh, that's why. That's why. Oh my goodness. And then I delete it again. Okay, I want to put all kidding aside. I'm not sure if he's trolling, but I actually, believe it or not, I do care about people. So here's some feedback. Maybe you just didn't hear it. You literally did not need to just say sorry there because I told you, hey man, I realize you meant nothing by it, but please don't bring them up. But don't worry about it. I know you not. So me saying I know you meant nothing by it, there is no apologies needed. So like maybe you missed that part. But no, my mood definitely did not change. That is you imagining things, quite literally. Because I told you, I actually, believe it or not, I try to be gracious about it. I try to let you know, hey, I deleted it, but don't worry about it. I know you didn't mean anything by it. So, there we go. Okay, now entertainment mode back in. Yes, I'm, again. Okay. I don't think fingers crossed has a business bone in his body. If he thinks let me put it this way to everybody. If you think I'm actually worked out right now. Yeah. Guys, we wait for the magenta line. What's the magenta line? Oh, up here, the purple one? Maybe he can't read. I don't know. I don't think he got upset when I actually called him out for clarity. Which is the pattern around here, as we've noticed. Somebody runs their mouth, says, take the trade. I say, can you define the trade? And then the ad hominem fallacies begin. The personal attacks begin. To divert away from the fact that, well, they don't really know what's going on. Clay, I gave 3 numbers, and you were too busy rambling. Well, because your 3 numbers were garbage. So I rambled right past them. I actually don't know that. Let's go check your three numbers. Long 200. Uh-oh. Stop 178. Target price. Okay. Well, what are you doing, Evan? Okay, walk me through this. Why do you have your stop right above a potential bounce point of the low of that candle? Can you walk me through that? What is your thought? I'm not going to say you're wrong per se, but that my mind cannot comprehend. Why do you have a stop slightly above a very realistic double bottom bounce point? Your stop is where? 175. Wait, what did you say your stop was? 178. Okay, so you're stopped out. Man. I don't know. I might have to find a new trading method. Gonna sneak off some my position at 170. I took the target price. Oh, I guess I don't remember when you I'm not sure when you gave the trade plan. I guess I assumed it was like on the pullback here. But hey, if you got that, good job then, Evan. Still don't like your stop, but hey, if it works for you, go for it. All right. Okay, I think we're starting to get. I'm glad we got out of these kind of choppy ranges. Maybe we can start to get trending again. Let's see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that line right there. Moving my stop to 200. Roger that, Johnny. Still holding this runner. Hey, good job, dude. Well done. That's good discipline. You're working that let the winner win muscle. That's a hard muscle to develop for sure. Thanks. Hard to let. Yeah. Yep. We were talking about that a little while ago. I think that's one of the. For me, that's even harder than cutting the losses. In my opinion, those are kind of the two things that battle in the sense of what's the hardest thing in trading. I think cutting a loss versus letting the winner win. Those are the things kind of duking it out for like king of the mountain of what's hardest. Well, if we're gonna go knife catching, go catching knives. Listen to your loins. I'm gonna try that. Very, very tight risk. Buy. Hey, Chips, good to see you. Recognize you from yesterday. Clay, do you think my eval passing ratio is good? Every 25 I pass 10 off of it. Well, not bad, not bad. I think you could probably improve that a little bit. But now it's got to start to get some payouts though too. But good, yeah, that's not terrible. By no means is that terrible. I'd say you probably want to maybe get that up to 15. With that said, anything, it could be so. Okay, I'm just going to take this to the extreme to illustrate what I'm trying to convey. But let's say your pass rate is 1 out of every 100. But on the one that you pass, you go and make like $1,000,000. Well, then who cares about the $10,000 that you burnt on the 99 that you roasted, right? So there is that element too. So it's not necessarily about what you're asking per se. It's more so about the payouts. Does that make sense? Knock on the door. That's a good question. Does that make sense? All right, let me. We got kids got a play date right now with our pool, so I can hear some screams. Well, not screams, probably not the right word. Some sounds of laughter and enjoyment. Warms my heart. Gotta long this. No time for three numbers. Well, then I have no time to long it. Only get 3 to 4 payout and 1 at most. Well, I mean, that's what you're going to have to start to consider in your numbers. So yeah, again, you're not. That's not terrible. Let me put it this way: knock on the door. You're progressing in the right direction because there are some people here that are saying, "Man, I wish I could at least just pass one account." This guy's saying that he can pass 10. So you are making, that's part of the prop firm journey. Stage 1, man, can I even pass in a test? Like, am I ever going to be able to pass the eval? And you are definitely beyond that stage. So you're in the right direction. Long 186 from Evan. Okay, you're long. Stop. Or 208's the target. Hey, I like that stop. I like that stop. Getting down below that low, I like that way better. And Evan, shout out to Evan Messi. That's courage. To give the three numbers, that requires courage. All right, I am interested in getting long down here. Let me bring over the 5-minute real quick. So 5-minute, we have this low right here, this low right here. We have a hammer right here. So if it can stretch down here, maybe like a fake break, double bottomish type thing, maybe some buyers down around 140. So I am interested in a long if it can work its way down to that yellow line right there. So that's what I'm watching on the 5-minute. You have a really negative risk reward. But I don't know. Maybe they have a super high win rate. Thinking around 150. Where's 150? Oh, all right. So you're not going to look for the fake breakdown. Fair enough. You're basically trying to play the double bottom straight up. Clay, would you just rather make money than lose money? Clay, would you just rather make money than huh? Is this we either got a typo or this is some sort of deep philosophical trick question that is running roughshod over my baboon brain right now. Do I always go long? No. Nope. Not a question, a statement. Oh, Clay would just rather make money than lose money. You know what I did? I inserted in the word you, but you never said you. I thought you were saying, Clay, would you Just rather. But you didn't say that. That was totally a statement. Sorry about that, JJ. Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. If anything, I would be short biased. I probably short way more than I go long. They say there's not a dumb question. Yeah, but to be fair, if you go back and read, I was an idiot in this situation. I inserted in the word you. He was literally just making a statement. All right, I think I'm going to try a short up here. Oh, I'll do that. About 10 points with slippage. Let's call it 12 points. I'll do that. I'll do that. Short at the red line. Stop is at the green. All because of Chips. Chips like, are you too stupid to go short? And I said, I'm going to show you what's up, Chips. I dedicate this to Chips. I may or may not be representing what actually happened. Disclaimer, fine print. Anyways, Chips said that I'm the dumbest person he's ever seen, and I'm too stupid to go short. So I got to prove myself to Chips. Can we all take note that, Evan Messi, what's going on in your real life where you have to seek approval from all of us? What's going on? You know, come on. What's up with your lack of self-validation? Come on now. Again, and this I was just sticking up for you. Somebody was ragging on your negative risk reward. I said, well, maybe she has a high win rate. So don't this come from somebody that's on your side. I like to take the Barry Sanders approach, right? When Barry Sanders scored a touchdown, did he behave as if he'd scored touchdowns before, or did he behave as if he'd never done it before? Again, I realize I'm revealing my age, but how did Barry Sanders deal with a touchdown? Like he'd been in that end zone before, or like he'd never been in that end zone before? Go ahead, everybody. Reveal your ages. Reveal your ages. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If it was Bernie Sanders, you'd know who that is falling forward. Sorry. No. Yeah. Barry Sanders falling forward, not Bernie Sanders. I know you got a Feel the Burn t shirt on right now. Fair enough, Evan. Fair enough. But I'm trying to tell you, you're a good enough trader. You don't need to seek validation. You don't need to point it out. We saw it. We saw you did well. Good job. Good job. That was supposed to be a roundabout way of encouraging you. Like you don't got to say, look at me, look at me. We know you can ball. We know you can play the game. Ooh, Doc Soul. Oh, I think I got a short right here. What am I doing with my life? I don't know where to put my stop though. See, that's where it gets messy again. Clay, you know there you can make. That's true. Yeah, there's always something to do. Was he the guy that celebrated cold cuts in the deli, or is that? I think he might. I think so. No, I know. Yeah, I hear you, Raspberry. I know we had that snafu last week, but we're good. We're good, brother. That's a mighty nice candle. It is, but I don't know where to put my stop without it being just baboonery. So what, Nick? What time's your Bernie Sanders rally? Are you there right now talking on your phone? 12:05. Okay, yeah. Oh no, what time? What 12? Wait, what 12:05? Talk to me in Eastern. Talk to me in Eastern time. No, you never DM me, man. Oh. See, all right, so here's the problem. I would like to take the trade. So what I was trying to explain earlier, and then what fingers crossed I think was misunderstanding was I like the trade, but if I get short right here, okay, my stop should be above these highs. Okay, so I put my stop above these highs. Well, now I'm right in front of the overnight low. Well, I don't want to be right there. I want to be above there. Now when I'm above the overnight low, well, crap, now I'm in front of these highs. So now I get my stop above these highs, and it's like, well, goodness, now I just added like 15 points to my stop. So that's why I can't quite take this trade because the stop just doesn't make sense. It's not clean. I don't even know if fingers crossed here is still here, but that is what happened earlier. And then he was like, take the trade. And it's like, you said you're going to take the trade. I'm like, well, no. I was explaining, quote unquote, the trade, but I was also trying to explain the problems with the trade and why I couldn't take it. 20-point risk. Yeah, but I got five contracts. I don't want to take 20 points. Go to your you're probably marching the aren't you in the parade? Aren't you the parade queen or something like that? No, I don't want to size down. I got my Bernie Loves Clay shirt in the mail. About time it showed up. Okay, okay, okay. I can cook with this. I can cook with this. Come on, a little bit more. A little bit more, brother. A little bit more, brother. A little bit more, brother. I'm in. I'm in. See if it wants to reject. I got some targets down there. But if this is, if I get stopped out of this, I will nod my head and say, well played, Bulls. That's an impressive sign of strength. Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay. That was impressive. No, I use other time frames. Oh, when I tilt my head and I'm looking over here, there's another monitor with other time frames. I track things on the 2 minute. Yes. You're short? Yeah, that was impressive. Very impressive. Like that's such a I'll take that trade every time, by the way. So that is one where there if I was journaling, I'd just be like, market was stupid. I might try again. That was a break of the fall. Well, I mean, so that just tells me that I had that much more. So I also apparently I had a trendline resistance right there. So I had all sorts of resistance levels there, and it broke through them all. Props to you, Bulls. Okay, I'm short again. I am short again. Does she want to drop? 21 EMA in the 5-minute doing its job so far. All right, we are starting to enter into the wheels fall off the bus time. So I want to be very careful. I really do think there's something to do with just the time of the day and the market all of a sudden goes wonky relative to what I'm trying to do. Okay, added some more. Again, looking for the rejection off the 50 SMA here and the rejection off the 21 EMA on the 5-minute. Come on, get below that blue line. Let's go. Come on. It does not want to get, it gets right down to my blue line and then just like, see, come on, get below it, get below it. Goodness. This blue line. Oh my goodness. Wow. This is what I think is tending to happen. Like the entire live stream, like I was getting enough, it would be jumpy enough where it at least would snap down and give me something to work with. But now as we're seeing, like this thing is barely moving down at all. It's giving me nothing that I can really work with. So I think this is a time of day where it's just like, I don't know. I don't think a coincidence why the wheels start to fall off the bus over the past couple of months, right around this part of the live stream, which does push us deeper into the afternoon. I'm adding 5 more right here. Come on. Added. Come on now. Keep coming down, brother. Oh my goodness, I could not ask for a better candle than that. Come on. Keep coming down. All right, I've had enough of this thing. You win. You win. You win. Stupid garbage. I have no idea if I made money or not. I don't remember what that number was. I think I made some money, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't even what it still may go. If you're still in and short, I mean, I'm not going to call you stupid, but that one broke my spirit. I broke even pretty much. Okay. Oh, man. that was one of the more obnoxious trades I've had of recent memory. Long 224. Stop 218. Ooh, that's a tight stop. What's your target at? You must have a pretty close target then. All right, I guess 6 points isn't okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna call that like. All right, stopped out. Good try, Marius. It happens. It happens. Oh, I made like 50 bucks. Oh, nice. Oh, who are the dents telling me that I broke even? And there it starts to go. Yeah. Props to you, market. You broke my spirit. You got me to hop out. Yeah. I hear you, Marius. So on that note, yeah, I get it. You're looking for basically a breakout or get out type thing. Hey, see you later, Sky Mountain. I was one, but what do you expect from a dent? That's true. Well, congrats if anybody was able to hold in a little bit while longer. Yeah. That was just too obnoxious for my liking. Oh, wow. Well, really quickly on gold. Anyway, look at this pivot point. So far, so good. Really respecting the pivot point. Dotted brown line. Does it continue to hold, or are we about to get a breakdown here? Yeah, I just don't. I reject your premise. That's all, Evan. You put way more. You put way more stock, no pun intended, into Nvidia than I do. It's crazy to me how you can make 50 bucks in seconds and even hundreds in seconds or minutes. Yeah, no, it's trading is absolutely bonkers. So like we were walking in Walmart a couple days ago, and I think they were hiring for overnight, and they're like entry position 16 bucks an hour. I'm like, okay. 16 bucks an hour times 8 overnight $128. And then I'm like, holy crap. Again, this is not to say that trading is easy. That's not what I'm saying. But like in futures to rack up 128, it's kind of like dang. And some people that's like 8 hours overnight. Nvidia is the Nasdaq basically. Right. That's why I don't use Nvidia. Because of your use of the word basically. If I'm going to trade the Nasdaq, I'm just going to watch the Nasdaq. I'm not going to watch something that's basically the Nasdaq. I'm just going to watch the Nasdaq. But I mean, that's my opinion. If you find help in that, more power to you. This is the type of math that creates degenerates. No, I would say that's the type of math that helps keep people grounded and turns them not into ungrateful people. Yeah, how much did the vacation cost you? 3 trades? Yeah, 10 minutes. Again, this is something that I think is a trick worth everybody doing from time to time. Is this? Let's just say you take a trade and you make 75 bucks and it was a scalp, so you're in the trade like a minute. And then you think about wanting to complain. Oh, dang, I only made 75 bucks in a minute. Here's a mental exercise. Let's pretend that you have a friend sitting next to you, and let's just say that friend makes 50 bucks an hour. You know what, heck, let's get spicy. Let's say they make 100 bucks an hour. I don't know what they are, but they make 100 bucks an hour. They're sitting next to you. Would you sit there and be like, oh, dang it, I'm terrible. I just made 75 bucks in 1 minute. I don't think you would do that. Why? Because you would understand that the person who makes $100 per hour would look at you and be like, did you just complain about making $75 in a minute? Right? You would understand how much of a greedy savage that would lead you to believe. So I think that sort of math helps people to maybe be a little bit more appreciative of your gains. Because social media is a weird place. It's bonkers how you could make $100, $200, $300 in a couple of hours. And then you could look at social media, and social media would make you think you're like a terrible trader doing something wrong because you made 200 bucks in an hour. Like it's a bonkers dynamic. Right, Catlick, which is why you have to get off of social media. That is my point. That quite literally is my point. Yes, I've experienced the same thing, which is why I try to preach that to help all the people that you experienced out. Correct. Yes. The younger the better. In fact, I would say that should be everybody's first financial goal is to max out your IRA. Whether that's a Roth or traditional, max that out. That should be your first goal. So that takes what, about $700 a month? And then your second goal within your financial journey, if you have a spouse, get their Roth maxed out. To me, those are the first two goals of anybody's financial journey. Max it out. Are they singing it? Nice, Chris. The legendary. Okay. Some of you just don't. Never mind. It doesn't matter. Some people just want, see the legendary, just when I think we're good, you go into total dent mode. I understand that what I just explained, yes, you can nickel and dime it and nitpick it, but it's supposed to be explaining just a general attitude. It's like me saying, again, we call it lottery logic. It's like me telling everybody, playing the lottery is not very smart. And then the legendary shows up and he's like, oh yeah, well, tell that to the people that have won the lottery. It's like, okay, fair point, you got me. In those circumstances, sure, playing the lottery was not stupid, but surely you understand the general attitude I'm trying to convey. Some people, again, the legendary, you are reverting back to your stupid treadline comment several weeks ago. That's not the right treadline, Clay. It's supposed to be 37 degrees. Yours is 34.4. Don't revert back to him. I've enjoyed the legendary over the past couple weeks. I like you. I like you. I like that format of yourself. Don't revert back to that guy, which you just did. So let's just move on from there. Because in all actuality, what you pointed out is also the same thing to let's make sure you have a decent strategy, right? Because I agree. If you sit around for 12 hours a day in futures and you walk away with 150 bucks, there's something wrong. That is a waste of your time. That is a waste of your time. But that wasn't my premise. My premise was more so just the attitude of, okay, I made a couple hundred bucks in an hour. Agreed. If it's at a couple hundred bucks and it's after a week and you've, because it's futures, have stared at your computer for 15 hours a day, yes, I agree. The comparison begins to break down. But that's where I was hoping, legendary, you could kind of parse that out. It is unknown, Evan. That's what we were trying to do. He will not tell us what BM stands for. So yes, we have had some people in theory say it means the legendary bowel movement. We have had somebody say the legendary black man. We've had somebody else say the legendary baboon mafia. So yes, but that's why I like the guy. He's got a good sense of humor. He won't tell us what BM stands for. So he has to leave it up to our own guesses. I like yours the most, though. The legendary bowel movement, that's got a good ring to it. But to be fair to him, we don't know what it stands for because, like he says, it's up to interpretation. Yeah, the legendary baby mama. Yeah, maybe this dude's maybe this dude is actually a dudette. That's why I like legendary. I don't want them to revert back to the treadline days. Baby mama was pretty good though too. The legendary baby mama. I don't think it's good as the legendary bowel movement, but baby mama, that was pretty good. Evan Messi, are you single? If not, fellas, she's clearly got a great sense of humor. You gotta get her off the market, for goodness sake. If you find a woman and your woman starts dropping bowel movement jokes, take her off the market. You want some dating advice? There you go. There you go. That's a keeper. That's a keeper. That's a woman with a sense of humor. Sense of humor goes a long way. Here's I'll tell you the moment I fell in love with my wife. We were playing catchphrase. You just played catchphrase, right? Catchphrase, there's a word and then you have to describe it without saying the word and then the person's got to guess. And then everybody else tries to guess what it was. And my wife's word was log, log. And then she described it as a turd in the toilet. And I'm like, that's going to be my wife someday. That's going to be my wife someday. Now, I don't think anybody guessed. I don't think anybody guessed log when she said a turd in the toilet, but people laughed. And then in hindsight, we're like, oh, okay, I can see how that would have been your clue. Oh, she'll own that all day long. 100%. My wife would make some of you snowflakes blush. You think some of my jokes about walnuts and blah blah blah, you ain't seen anything, boy. You better toughen up, boy. You better grab yourself a sense of humor from aisle 17 at Dollar General. See, I do everything here. I give dated advice. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. That's all I do here is give dating advice. Anyways, never mind. That's right, just Dollar General. They got good sense of humors there. I think Fingers Crossed got his sense of humor from the dumpster behind Dollar General, but that's okay. That's okay. Hey, Michael. Good to see you. Brad from yesterday thought he was getting himself a sense of humor from the dumpster behind Dollar General, but he actually confused a Dollar General with a crack pipe. So that explains Brad's behavior yesterday. Used to work there, also made some money from their. Hey, there we go. Thank you, Clay. I will come back again tomorrow. All right, have a good one. Soham. That's true. That's true. Keeping the West wild. Dude is cooking. It's been entertaining. Well, careful, Lauren. Careful. Some people will be highly offended that you found any of this entertaining at all. Clay, will it be on Friday? Yes, I will. On that note, I'll be streaming the Open on Friday because markets close early at 1 p.m. Eastern. Since 4th of July is on July 4th, since 4th of July is on July 4th, baboon, since 4th of July is on a Saturday this year, it's being celebrated market-wise on Friday. So stock market, options market will be closed, but futures market, because futures are awesome, will be open until 1 p.m. Eastern. Everyone who uses, how often you blow funded accounts? Ooh, I don't know. That's probably a good question, Fun Uncle. I'm gonna guess that you have quite a bit of variety amongst that. 1, 2, 3 break of 184. 184. Okay. Jay Keith on the short side. I'd say for me, maybe up every couple of weeks. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think I go through cycles. Like if I go on tilt on a day, like I'll put it this way, my record is 4 accounts roasted in one day. I try to keep it at 2, but that was just a real bad day. So I've been there before where in a single day, 4 cooked. But if I'm being disciplined, then not that much. I can only keep a funded for a week or 2. What, do you get any payouts? That's more so the important part. There's just a lot that goes into it, because if you're picking up an account for $10 and you're blowing 5 of those a day, okay, in all actuality, you've lost $50. Now, if you're doing straight to funded accounts and you're paying $500 per, I mean, there's a lot of variables. Still a very interesting question, though. May crack one open in Jay Keith's honor. Crack what open? Well, I mean, really, Lauren, it's not my reason. It's just math. It's just taking a moment and looking at the math and then letting math be your guide. Clay, will AI take over day trading? No. Also, is it? No. Nothing is good. You can't take over. Okay. There's already algorithms and stuff at work. So here's the AI thing. And this. Okay. So let's just say that this level here represents 100. And here's the premise. AI is everywhere. And you know what? Let's just say AI is manipulating everything. So there we go. That's the premise. AI is running the show. AI manipulates everything. And then this is what you notice the price doing. Okay. So, what would you say? In what way is AI currently manipulating the market? Looking at this hypothetical. Again, I'm not saying I believe it, but just to answer the question, will AI take over? So let's just say, if you're to look at this price action, what would you say is the game, is the manipulation, is the control that the AI is doing? I'm mainly asking you, Anton Lane, but I'll open it up to everybody else too. Again, what would you say? What is the manipulation that AI is doing? What do you mean you're not? Okay, Anton, if you are being serious, I don't think trading's for you. Like, I try to make this very, very obvious. Again, Anton, that white line represents 100. The yellow line represents the price movement. You don't see anything that price movement is doing relative to 100. You don't see any pattern there at all. You know, it really starts to make sense on why. Okay, so in my mind, what I notice what I noticed is it seems as though the price keeps bouncing off 100. Does anybody else notice that, or am I just crazy? Am I overthinking this? But when I look at that, I would say, wow, the price keeps bouncing off 100. Am I stupid? Am I crazy for thinking that as an observation? Anton, do you see that at all? Yeah, I see it. Okay, so here's the next phase. Again, under my hypothetical, AI runs the show. AI completely controls the price. This is what we've noticed about the price. So logic seems to therefore say, oh, it looks like AI is controlling the price in a way where it keeps bouncing off 100. So with that established, Anton, is there any way, and I'll open up to everybody, is there any way where you think as a retail trader we could take advantage of AI's manipulation of the market? If this is what we're observing, I have a sneaky suspicion of what I would do. But does anybody else see how we can take advantage as retail traders of AI's manipulation of the market in this circumstance right here? Does anybody have any ideas of how you might make money? Please share. I want to make, maybe I'm the only crazy one here. Okay, you got to get a little more specific than that, Anton. Anton with the buy low, sell high. Okay. I'm waiting for Anton, though. He's the one that brought it up. Okay, anyways, he's not replying. What I would do, what I would do, what I would do is I would buy like at 100 or maybe 101. That's what I would do. Because it seems as though the manipulation is just bounce it from 100. That's what I would do. So my point is this. If you concede AI has taken over and controls the price, the what? The price. What does the chart show us? The chart shows us what the price is doing. Therefore, logic says the chart would show us what the manipulation is. That's why I don't care if the market's manipulated or not. That's why charts are so beautiful. You can't hide from a chart because a chart is the price. And what would people manipulate? The price. So if this is what the manipulation is, okay, well, guess what? The chart tells us retail traders what it is. But Clay, what happens if the manipulation changes? That's a fair point. That's why stop losses exist. Does any of that make sense, Anton? I'm a little worried for you. When I show you, I'm like, no, I don't see any patterns there. Okay, fun uncle. We don't have enough track record around with, so I'm not sure. Are you being serious or are you just joking around? I don't think I've ever seen your name before. So welcome, first off, great to have you. But I don't. I'm not. I don't have. We don't have a relationship, so I don't know if your sense of humor. So I don't know if that's actually true or not. Complete. Okay. Okay. Cheers. Yes. Which is another one of those things. Charts are a scam. They're just self-fulfilling prophecies. Oh goodness. That's like the fact that people make that argument reveals the lack of critical thinking taught in American schools. Because they are literally defeating themselves with the accusation. It's crazy. Looking for a retest of 180 to enter long. You filled right there, Lobber? I think so. Looks like he's in at 180. Stop 160. Yeah. Why do people do that? Anton shows up. I take a bunch of time to help the guy out. I ask him if that makes sense, and apparently he's gone. Oh man, I tell you what, live streaming is a very awkward thing at times. Can you imagine that in real life? Anton shows up, asks me a question. I start to ask him, and then I like turn my back to kind of finish writing something on the board, and I turn back to be like, all right, does that make sense? And then he's just like, he's gone. Can you imagine, like, how awkward would that be in real life? It's crazy. Live streaming is such a weird thing. Yeah, exactly, Legendary. That's why that would be my SNL skit. If I ever got the phone call, hey, Clay, we need you to write a skit for SNL, that's what it would be. It would be built around that premise. What if live streaming were real life? Neil, dude, I asked. You got to go up ahead. I asked Fun Uncle. I was like, hey, man, you're kind of new here. Like, and he's like, no, it was a total joke. Neil, you got to read the messages, brother. Fun Uncle's got a sense. He's our Fun Uncle. He's got a good sense of humor. Yeah, exactly, MJ. So, MJ, imagine that, and then after all the questions, they just continue to do the opposite. Like then that like elevates it even more. Break out the world's smallest violin. Oh no. Oh no, what happened? What happened, Brent? What are we playing the violin for, brother? Uncle is Barbara's son? No. Fun Uncle is our fun uncle, man. I don't know what to do right now. It's getting very just kind of I don't know, maybe more of a short up around here. That could be interesting, a short up around that area. And there we go. Look at Neil. See, this is what happened with Mr. E last week. Mr. E showed up, ran his mouth incorrectly, and then instead of just saying, oh, sorry about that, he continued to double down, and it just was not a good look. Here we have Neil, ran his mouth incorrectly, was corrected, and now he's like, oh, sorry about that, my apologies. And now everything's fine. I'm telling you, just if you screw up, folks, just be like, oh, that's sorry. Don't double down. Don't be a Mr. E from last week. Or like Dean. I don't know if Dean's still here. Same thing. Showed up without full context, ran his mouth. He was corrected. He's like, oh, sorry about that. And now he hangs around here all the time. He's a valuable member. I'm just wanting to press buttons, so I'm good call. Yes, if the just press buttons voice shows up, I have that voice too. But yeah, if that voice shows up, agreed. Lower that position size. If that voice sounds like it's going to win the battle and you're just going to start pressing buttons, at least do it with smaller size. Not you, Dean. The Deans, the two Deans. I call you Dean DuPont. So unless I say Dean DuPont, I'm talking about the other Dean. I'm talking about the Dean with like a Greek sculpture in his avatar. It must be a sculpture of me. I'd probably be interested in a long, yeah, all right. So here's what I'm interested in at this point. If we can work down to this yellow line, interested in a long down around here. If we can come back up to the pink line right here, potentially a short. But besides that, we're kind of in the middle. So if I'm just going to consider this kind of a bootleg range, And if this is where we are right now, we're sort of basically not totally in the middle, but we're close to being in the middle. Man, it's weird. Chat is lively, 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 and then it's like somebody hits the pause button. It just goes quiet. Crazy. That's something I gotta figure out. How do I keep the chat? Like, I don't know. I gotta figure out like how to lean into certain conversations, like spark things. But it was firing off, and now just nothing. Man, live streaming is hard. I lost track of it. Trust me, bro. I have that effect, Lauren. I clicked on Lauren's. I always get, man, Lauren, your picture. It looks like a hairy dude's arm reaching and pointing at the chart. So for a second, I was like, oh, Lauren is not a woman. It's a dude with a very hairy arm. And I'm like, wait, no, wait, that's actually a cat. Everybody, click on Lauren's profile. Tell me that does not look like a dude pointing at his screen. Two weeks ago, it would still be moving. Yeah, that's true, James. Yeah. 2 weeks ago, it'd be like, okay, wait. All right, we're getting maybe closer for a long. Yeah, 1,000 point swings. I mean, yes, that is fair. Okay. Here we go. Maybe kind of, sort of. Yeah. Oh, 6 points. Stop. Let's go. 6 with slippage. We'll call it 8 point. Yeah, I'll take an 8 point stop. There we go. I have a little orange cat too, Lauren. What are your cat's names? Clay Baby? Come here, Clay Baby. Oh, Clay Baby. Go ahead, tell me their names. Lulu? No, they're real names. My uncle had an orange cat named Morris after the 9 Live. His name is. Okay, why are all you guys lying? I know you guys have all named your cats after me. I don't understand why people gotta lie. Hey, what's up, Nell? Wait, are you pregnant with twins, Evan? Is that what you're saying? Are you pregnant with. I'm sorry if you've already disclosed this. If you have, I either didn't see it or I forgot. But I think I'd remember something like this. Well, okay, yeah. I didn't know if you meant like future as in like 9 months. Okay, so you're not pregnant with twins. Okay. But that is a good plan nonetheless. Clay and Trader. I like that. Clay's stream makes us all knock. I mean, I again, can you please stop sending me child support requests? I can't. I'm not gonna do it. I have 6 of my own already. Big Tick. I said tick. I can't do it. Stop. I know. I know I'm the cause of number 7 for you, but like, I can't. You guys got to stop sending me these requests that I owe you child support. I mean, I got to go to court tomorrow. One of these guys, I think it was Brad. He's suing me. He says this guy caused me to have a kid. He owes me child support. Now, my lawyer's got a good case because the lawyer's going to be like, we're going to tell Brad, that's a doll. That's a doll. The doll, you cannot get the doll pregnant, Brad. Okay? So I think I'm okay in this situation, but I still do have to go to court nonetheless. He did. He fired me, but now he wants child support. Well, hey, Evan, you're 2 for 2 on your trade plans today, so you love dumpster cats? I didn't get a single laugh. That was hilarious. You guys don't get it? I'm getting it. Never mind. That was funny. The punchline of the doll. Oh my goodness. Anyways, good. Man, that's been like my best joke in. I think that might have been the pinnacle of my career. Not a single laugh. That's crazy. No, dude, Philly. Big tick energy. His wife is pregnant for number 7. So I mean he's like, "Oh yeah? You think you want to be the trader with 6? I'm going to one up you." So we have one trader with 6 and another with 7. I cannot believe I didn't get a laugh out of my Brad joke. That was hilarious. I don't think I clearly didn't set up the joke properly. So I guess you comedians, I mean, it's a craft. You got to set things up so people can follow along with what you're saying. I thought I did that, but clearly not. I'm clearly a failure who has disgraced my family. So I need to find my samurai sword after this. Have you lived in LA your whole life? Wait, doesn't Nick Cannon have like 5 different women though? Yeah, I have 6 kids, but they're all with the same lady. Mark, it's been fun today. Yeah, Kevin. It was funny, Kevin. I started off the live stream saying, "Man, today I think is going to be pretty slow," and then I ended up making like 6 or 7 trades in the first hour. So in total, I don't know. I'm sitting at what, over 10 trades today? I am from Orange County. Gotcha. Well, the nice thing about the United States is you can always move. There are always lower places for a cost of living. Oh no, I'm flipping so down. Yeah, good job. 6-7, you're in timeout for. Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, I was gonna say Nick Cannon is more like Elon Musk. He's doing more so the Elon Musk method. And I might try a short here. Look for another break off of the 21 EMA. The SpaceX drop got me good. As in, like, liquidated you, or how bad was it? Wait, Kevin, you're not day trading stocks, are you? Yes. Oh, no. Brother, there is a better way to day trade. You got to look into futures through a prop firm. Futures make stock day trading look like paint drying. Not to mention your risk is way less. I don't know. I would say usually at least 5 row on, but um, every day is different because every day. Let me put it this way: I don't chase profit targets. I don't chase certain number of trade targets. I chase setups. So in other words, if there's a day and I have 5,000 setups, hopefully I take 5,000 trades. If the very next day my setups only show up 5 times, hopefully I'm only at 5 trades. But yeah, Kevin, I know SpaceX was the talk of the town. Oh, SpaceX made all these moves, but we as futures traders were just like, those aren't big moves. Now, what are you talking about, Clay? Bob, I understand. It seems this coming from a former stock trader of many years. I understand stocks can seem like they're making really big movements, but they're not. They are not compared to futures. That's how awesome futures are. Yeah, I got stuck at 176. Okay. So you should probably call your broker. You might have I'd contact a lawyer and have your lawyer contact your broker and be like, "Hey, you're my client, you didn't let them sell. They got in at 176 and then you wouldn't let them sell. Sounds like you might have a legal case on your hands." I don't know if I have one specific, but yeah, I definitely have some, George, where I absolutely love the setup and will take it every time. Yeah, no, that makes sense, Rohan. But Kevin's about to be rich. I think you have a legal case. If your broker like glitched out or not allow you to sell, I think you got a case here, Kevin. Well, he didn't get the IPO price. He said he bought at 176. Kevin, have you spoken with the lawyer yet? JJ, just I'm mixing some entertainment with hopefully some education here. But Kevin gone. Maybe Kevin just called up his lawyer. Or called up a lawyer. Whoa. Okay, looking for a short at the red line. If it wants to come back down, looking for the rejection off the 21 EMA. If that red line turns blue, I'm in. I'm partially in. Fully in. Out with the scalpy scalp. EMA. Fun Uncle 21 EMA. Okay, anyways, I think Kevin's gone. So, anyways, what I was hoping to just kind of point out to Kevin, he didn't get stuck. I cannot stand up and be like, well, I got stuck in the trade. No, no, no. You chose to not sell. No, you didn't get stuck. Making it say, when people say I got stuck, it like creates like, there's nothing I can do. I'm stuck. No, you could have sold. You could have sold. No, you're not stuck in a trade unless literally the platform glitches out. That's what truly stuck in a trade is. I want to get out, but I can't. No, stop. Purple on. I really should change these. I understand. These look very similar. I'm so used to these colors, though. I've used them for years. Anyways, purple line here is the 50 SMA. Pink line is the 200 SMA. No. You are not stuck. It is a pet peeve because it introduces a victimhood mentality that is not there. Unless there is literally a technical problem. Your platform is glitching out and you're saying, I'd like to get out, but I can't. That is being stuck. Okay, there we go. Kevin is taking some personal accountability. I like that, Kevin. Well done, good sir. But either way, like, so how many shares did you buy, if you don't mind sharing? No, Kevin, I full well know what you meant by stuck. That's why I like to just play that little game to help people realize, okay, I guess I'm not actually stuck. I know what you meant, though. As soon as I entered a trade last week, my power went out. Now that is stuck. That is being stuck. Am I about to get short here? I think I am. Short there. Stop. Now, I don't want this candle to bounce up too much. That's going to create too big of a risk profile. But are we about to finally get the plunge down through here? We're knocking on that door, folks. So I have 9 shares. Okay, that's what I mean. Dude, think about that, brother. 9 times 176. Like, you could go and buy a prop firm right now, my friend. This is what prop firms are awesome. So, again, so let's say you have your 9 shares. You needed 1584. Let's say SpaceX booms and goes up $100 per share. $100 per share times 9, you made $900. Don't get me wrong. Cool. But for everybody sitting here right now that's been part of futures trading, you know that $900 is not necessarily easy, but $900 is kind of like reasonable, is very doable. Whereas what you're doing right now, you need $100 per share movement to make $900. I assure you in futures, you don't need anywhere close to that monster of a movement to make $900. So that is where and why prop firm futures through a prop firm is amazing. Because you could go and you could get yourself 50K of buying power for $102. So of the 1584 that is required for you to get those 9 shares of SpaceX, you could buy an account for 102, and then that's all you have at risk is 102. Compared to, what you have right now. So hopefully that helps. That is what I mean by the math demonstrates that day trading stocks in this day and age, when you have futures and prop firms, makes no mathematical sense at all. But I am glad that you only have 9 shares. So as it goes against you, at least it's only $9 every dollar it drops. Yeah. So Kevin, I would say if you want it in the category of day trading, there is no more efficient way to day trade in this day and age than to day trade futures through a prop firm. Didn't I say I wanted to short that? What happened? How did I miss that? What am I doing with my life? That's okay. Hopefully somebody else shorted it. Wow. All right, this pivot point on gold is not messing around. Look at this thing. I pointed this out like an hour ago. Continues to hold strong. So anybody trying to play that short keeps getting slapped in the face. But hey, anybody playing that long, well done. You got in? Lauren, good. At least somebody's making money. That's right, yes. And code Clay, all caps, gives you the 40% off. And 0 activation fee. Thank you for the reminder there. Reward. You're a true sweetheart. Am I really going to get long here? I don't know. Don't we have another low a little bit lower from back here? Doxol. Oh, Doxol. Oh. Who are you? Oh, good job, Joy. A tear down my eye right now. My oldest, Joy, age 14, almost gave me a heart attack. I said Doxol, and then all of a sudden I hear Doxol. Even my 14-year-old is jumping on board now. Hits me deep as a father. Do I go live every day? I do. 11 a.m. Eastern. Oh man, I'm tearing up over here. You know, as humans, we all got to go through puberty, but also we got to go through the doxol stage. She's currently going through doxol. I do. I gotta get her Age of Empires. Cool, Kevin. Yeah. I appreciate you already. Sometimes there are some that show up and they tell me that they're day trading stocks or options, and I start to do some math with them, try to make them see some things, and they get highly offended. They call me a jerk, etc., etc. One thing they don't call me is ugly, because we all know that I look like a Greek god. But some people have told me that I'm a mean Greek god. But you, sir, you're like, hey, thank you, sir. Thank you for helping me. I'll consider that. I appreciate that. If I didn't have to work, I'd be here every day, start to finish. Well, Jays, there's only one solution. Quit your job. I don't think that's bad advice at all. Quit your job. But, sir, I have 13 kids. They'll be all right. They'll be all right. I cannot think of anything risky. But, sir, I make $500,000 a year working part time. Quit your job. Quit your job. That's right. Live on the street. Well, still got to have internet, though. So let's not push it too far. But yes, under the assumption you can still get internet access living on the streets. Go for it. Evan, let's go. Wait, how old are you, Evan? You got to be either late 30s or early 40s. If Age of Empires is your childhood. Wait, I'm not supposed to ask a woman her age, am I? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, yeah, definitely, Jays, definitely do not quit your job. Do not quit your job to trade. That's no soup for you. Okay, yeah, next to McDonald's or like a Starbucks, probably. It took me so long to get into futures. I don't know, Reward. I don't know if you compare that to my journey. I think yours might be like nothingness. But to be fair, are you and Mrs. Clay Trader going, oh, I don't know. We don't really plan stuff like that. Maybe that's how you end up with 6. Make more money trading, then quit and become become a monk. That is not what I thought the punchline was going to be. As I read, make more money trading, then quit, and I'd be a liar if I said become a monk was on my bingo card. I'm 39. There you go. See? I could tell right there, Age of Empires. Look at this. Evan, are you single though? I'm telling you, fellas. If Evan is not single, she's already got a good sense of humor. She's into Age of Empire. I mean, fellas. Evan's probably like, Clay, wait a second. I'm not looking for a chat. Everybody starts to hit on me. She? Yeah, Evan's a she. Evan can be a woman's name. Have always thought of making profit on my own without any. Yeah, Kevin, come back some more. Like I said, the key thing about prop firms is ultimately how much you have at risk. So when you buy, so pretty much you're buying purchasing power. So when you're buying that purchasing power, ultimately whatever's at risk is whatever you bought the account for. So like I showed you, $100 is ultimately at risk. So if you go and do something really stupid and you what's called blowing up the account, okay, you're not actually out thousands upon thousands of dollars. You're just out $100. I'm a she too. No, you're not. No, you're definitely not. But she's pregnant. Oh, man. Well, in this day and age, I mean, I guess she could be a dude pregnant with twins, right? Isn't that how that works now? I don't know. I have a hard time keeping up with what's possible and what's not possible. I'm just a lowly baboon. Are there any fees to take profit trade or anything? I mean, yeah, there will be your trading commissions and stuff, but they're negligible because futures add up. So here, maybe give this a watch. And then if you decide, this will also help you kind of set up the platform too, because you'll have to use a new platform than what you're using right now. But yeah, there are fees, but the fees from a ROI standpoint don't really mean anything. AMS, where have you been? I want to start trading. Do you think your videos cover most of what someone should know? I mean, I offer a mentorship, so that's a way more structured thing. But yeah, I mean, my videos will get you dangerous enough, but I don't know if that. Well, okay, let me ask you this: do you plan on doing futures in a prop firm? Because if you're like, no, Clay, I'm going to fund an account with $5,000, please don't do that. Definitely don't do that. But at least if you go with a prop firm, because you're going to get punched in the face. I don't care what anybody tells you. Veterans get punched in the face from time to time. The goal of trading is to try to space out the times when you get punched in the face. So as a beginner, you're definitely going to get punched in the face. So I'd rather just have your punch in the face cost you like $100. So if you're going to do day trading and do it through a prop firm, then sure, hang out here, watch some of my videos. But that way when you get punched in the face, it's not going to like bankrupt you or take a bunch of your hard-earned work money. Hard-earned work money? That's not what your hard work earned. Okay, anyways. Which brings me to my next point, kids. Don't smoke crack. Taking a break from trading. All right, AMS. Well, do what you think you got to do, brother. Does that make sense, Prosper Cisco? I'm still learning, but I'm definitely going. Okay, yeah. Yes. Really, I would say during all phases. But yeah. Just get a Take Profit Trader account. Getting code Clay, link at the top of the screen, code Clay, all caps. That'll give you the 40% off. So you can get, in all actuality, if you wanted, you could get one for $90. So, now I know it says per month, but that's only during the test phase. After you pass the test, that goes away, which is why I always tell people aim to pass within 1 month. How do you pass the test? What is the test? Well, you got to show that you can make $1,500. But don't lose $1,500 right there. Now, maybe you say, well, Clay, I've never made $1,500 in a month. I can understand that, but I'm telling you right now, with the way futures move, $1,500 in a month is realistic. Not easy, but it's not like something crazy. And on that note, if you enjoyed the stream, if you want to help support it, the best way to support it, as this is totally viewer supported, is to use code Clay, and that is case sensitive. So when you use it, it does have to be all caps. With any of these prop firms, as I was just talking about, I recommend, I love Take Profit Trader, especially like I said, for those of you that are, sounds like beginners of the prop firm space, definitely just go with Take Profit Trader due to their clean set of rules. But I do also understand some of you are very experienced. Maybe you're trying to copy trade across multiple firms. So any of these prop firms, though, code Clay will help save yourself some money, and you help support the stream. So it's a good win-win. If you want to help keep the stream ad-free and then just flat out keep the stream going, because it's totally viewer supported, this is how it happens, by using code Clay. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it good. Move on with my day. But yeah, this was a weird stream in a good way. A lot of trades when I was not expecting it, but. Overall, hit that like button on your way out if you have not yet. I'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern at the very latest. Usually I do show up a little earlier than that, which is why I say make sure to hit that subscribe button and then turn on notifications so that you can be notified of when I do go live. But thank you, everybody, for being here. Appreciate it. Hit that like button, code Clay. Feed some hungry children. Sorry, I'm looking. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm done. I'm done. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good one. See you back tomorrow.